Good evening, my name is Richard. This is over and over and over again. It's Matchday Live, Champions League, European Super League, whatever you want to call it. It is Arsenal versus Monaco from the Emirates. It's going to be good. It's all coming up the other side of this. So it is Matchday Live, Champions League group stage. One of the last, we've got two more games left after this. A win tonight could take us up to third in the group. Of course, the top 8 qualify automatically, as we know. Now, what is the team news? That is always the most exciting part of these shows, isn't it? So this is how Arsenal line up then tonight. It's quite a changed team. In goal, it's David Raya, back four, Thomas Partey, William Saliba, Jacob Kiwior, and it's Miles Lewis-Skelly comes in at left back. In midfield, it's Declan Rice, Mikel Merino, and Martin Odegaard, captain, of course. And the front three, Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli, and Gabriel Jesus starts as the number 9. On the bench then for Arsenal is goalkeepers Norberto Neto and Tom Stepford. There is Kieran Tierney, he's only on the bench despite all the issues at left back. Wow. It's Arden Heaven, Juran Timber, Josh Robinson, Zayn Monlouis, Jorginho, Ethan Nwaneri, Raheem Sterling, Leandro Trossard, and Kai Havertz. Bit of a changed Arsenal team. A lot of the regular players on the bench. For Monaco, then, this is how they line up. In goal, it is Radoslaw Majeski. Their back four is Vanderson, Thilo Kehrer, who's their captain, Mohamed Salisu, and João Henrique. In midfield, it is Lamine Camara, Sangoto Magasu, and Elise Ben Seguia. And then up front, it is Alexandra Golovin, Brad Mbolo, and Magnus Aklucci. And that is the Monaco side. So what do we make of the Arsenal team then? Because that is a lot of changes, really, isn't it? Certainly in defence. Miles Lewis-Skelly at left back. Kieran Tierney, what are you doing at Arsenal, my friend? Please do yourself a favour and bugger off and go somewhere where you're going to be appreciated, because you're never, ever going to get to play under this manager. Another example of a player that's been so badly treated by our manager. It's ridiculous. What has Kieran Tierney done wrong to deserve this? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Ridiculous. Why on earth has he been treated like that? Anyway, Nathan Dewar said there, my friend, I hope you are doing well. He says 2-1. Greg says, evening, Rich. How you doing, my friend? And he says, evening to me and Nathan, and to Greg, of course, as well. Don't forget Greg. Greg says, evening, and another night we might score in open play. Well, we might not. That's the thing, isn't it? And says, waiting for tomorrow's Champions League game. Exactly, yeah. Tomorrow's Champions League game is going to probably be a little bit more interesting. But anyway, Kelvin says, good to see Lewis in starting. Well, no, I'm not saying it isn't good to see Lewis in the starting 11. What I am saying is, what on earth is going on with Kieran Tierney? You know, we've got all these problems at left back. And, you know, he's the most experienced left back that we've got in the squad. And he puts him on the bench for a Champions League game. Now, I'm not saying Miles Lewis-Skelly isn't going to benefit from the experience of playing in games like this. Absolutely, he will. And I think he's a great young player and he's a great prospect, right? And that's fine. But the fact that Kieran Tierney can't even get in the starting lineup for a game like this with the injuries that we've got in his position, he must be absolutely devastated. I mean, why he's even bothered to sit himself on the bench? He's not going to come on, let's be honest. If anything happened to Miles Lewis-Skelly and he had to go off, there's no way he'll bring Kieran Tierney on. He'll find some other way of getting around the issue, won't he? You would imagine. Well, Timber's on the bench. There you go. That's the answer, isn't it? Wow. Greg says, with Jesus up front, we'll be relying on corners again. Absolutely, yeah. And says, poor KT, another badly treated player indeed. Nathan says, free Tierney. Exactly, yeah. He should have been freed about 2 years ago. What on earth he stayed at the club for? I do not know. I feel so sorry for him. Really, really sorry for him. You know, he's never really done anything wrong for Arsenal. He's always given everything. He loved playing for the club. And he was a couple of years, 2 or 3 years ago, one of our best players, wasn't he? Our most consistent players. And the way he's been treated is shocking. Kelvin says he had personal problems with Mikel. My opinion, like Pep. Yeah, eventually. Yeah, I mean, there does seem to be a problem. Mikel's had this issue with other players in the past, as we've seen. Several players that he's frozen out completely, and the clubs had to buy out their contracts, quite honestly, with some players. I mean, I don't think it's going to be the same with Kieran Tierney. I imagine he'll leave in January, and good luck to him. I hope he goes on, has a great career. I was really hoping he was going to play tonight, and one of the reasons why I was hoping he was going to play tonight, so that he would have a great game, and he would like put two fingers up at the manager and say, look, this is what I can do. But it's a shame he's not going to play, because I really, really wanted it. I was hoping so much that he was going to play tonight. When I saw the team sheet, thinking, okay, look, nothing against Miles Lewis-Skelly. The kid is a great prospect. There's no doubt about that. And I say he's going to benefit from playing in a game like this. But come on, Kieran Tierney, man. What's he done wrong? Come on, Mikel, sort it out. I don't know what is wrong with you. Honestly, I don't. You fall out with so many players. And that's no way to be a manager of a team. You just can't treat people like that. I'm sorry, it's just not acceptable. He might not be the player that you think is good enough for what you want in your team, right? And if that's the case, you should have sold him a year and a half ago. Kieran Tierney would have left. Of course he would. You don't want to sit on the bench. He hadn't even been on the bench. Like, okay, yeah, he's had injury problems, but come on, man, it's wrong. Anyway, the teams are in the tunnel. Arsenal have got their new jackets on, which of course they're trying to sell. Basically, I said it on Twitter earlier today. Basically, Arsenal become a shit fashion brand now. We're not a football club anymore. The people that run the club, all they're interested in is how much money they can rake off the mug supporters that will just buy any crap that they release. It's ridiculous. They're releasing new merchandise every single week. And okay, it's coming up to Christmas, all this, that, and that, but there's enough stuff out there. If you want to buy a Christmas present for your Arsenal fan in your family, there's loads of stuff already there. You don't need to release 500 million new lots of kit there. It's ridiculous. Arsenal used to be a football club. Now they're just a PR machine. They're just a fashion brand. And it's ridiculous, honestly. Absolutely ridiculous. Terry says, evening, Richard, Greg, and Nathan. How you doing, Terry, my friend? Good to see you all. Terry, and Nathan says PR emojis. Indeed, that's all it is. Literally, that's all it is. Ridiculous. We used to be a football club. We used to care about winning things. When David Dean was in charge of Arsenal, the only thing that mattered was Arsenal winning trophies. He did everything that he could in his power to make sure Arsenal won trophies. Since he's gone, it's no surprise, is it? When 2007 he left, we haven't won a league title since then. No surprise, is it? The current owners now don't care about winning trophies. They just care about how much money they can get. As long as we're getting in the Champions League every year, making this money, they'll be quite happy. The owners will be quite happy. We need to get them out of the club. We need to get the manager out of the club. We need to start again. And I don't care if we have to drop down a little bit to come back. It'll be worth it to get rid of this whole regime, get these clubs back to what it used to be, which was a fantastic football club. Now we just become a joke. We've just become a joke, honestly. It just annoys me so much. It upsets me what's happened to the football club that I fell in love with. It's not really there anymore. It's been replaced by this absolute monstrosity that we see before us now. And of course, you can't change how you feel inside. You want the team to win, you want the team to be successful. You can't change any of that, but it doesn't alter the fact that the club now is a joke, honestly. And I wish I would do anything I could in my power to change it back, or at least attempt to try and get back to being a football club again. But anyway, we've got a Champions League game, and this is what it's all about. It's all about the money. And obviously, there's lots of money to be had from getting through to the knockout stage and obviously qualifying again next season. And that's what anyone cares about. But we're in it now. We need to make the best of it. It's the one trophy missing, isn't it? It's the one trophy that's missing. And it's one trophy that until we win it, we'll never, ever be taken seriously as a big club, will we? We'll always have that thrown in our face from shit little clubs like Man City and Chelsea and clubs throughout Europe, Man United. Normally, not the Man United or a shit little club. They're not. But do you know what I mean? Nottingham Forest. Clubs like that, laughing at us because we've never, ever won the Champions League. We've got to win it. We've got to win it. We're not going to win it under this manager and with this squad of players, but we have to win it at some point. We have to. Nathan says it's not fashion. Exactly, yeah. I mean, the jackets, it's just it's like an American baseball jacket, isn't it? We've got American owners. There's no surprise, is it? We all our merchandise now is American. It's for the American audience, isn't it? Imagine wearing that to walk down the street, to go shopping in London. You look like an idiot, wouldn't you? You look like an absolute idiot. And Arsenal have always had some nice merch as well. That's the problem is now. It's horrible. Nathan says, "What is this crappy little Champions League plaque on the pitch?" So yeah, honestly, the whole thing's a joke. They've ruined the Champions League. Absolutely, they've ruined the Champions League, and it's going to get worse. it's going to get worse because the Super League is here already, and it's going to become a proper Super League sooner or later in the next year or two. But anyway, it is what it is. We have to suffer it as fans. They don't care what we think. They don't care what we want. You know, while the stadium's got fans in it, they're paying money, buying new jackets, new tracksuits. No one's bothered. Nobody is bothered. So, you know, the fans have got all the power, but they don't use it because they're too selfish. Or they think, well, I can't miss a game. I have to buy the new jacket. Well, you don't. And if you didn't do either of those things, we might actually get some changes at the club. Anyway, that's all for another day. For now, we are going to concentrate on this Champions League game. I do like their right back. His name's Vanderson, which almost sounds a bit like Viv Anderson, who used to play for Arsenal. And I quite like his name. I don't know what he's like as a player. I've never really heard of him, but I like his name, Vanderson. I do think it's great. Plus, it's easy to say. A lot easier than some of the other players that they've got. Although Golovin, of course, we know him. Bolo as well, of course, a Swiss international striker. We know all about him. Nathan says, what do you think of the amount of American owners in the Premier League now? Not long and they will have the 14 votes they need to vote whatever they want through. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. That's a problem, isn't it? It is going to be. You're right. You say about games abroad. That's what's going to happen, isn't it? They're going to put these games on. They're going to play Premier League games all over the world eventually. You're going to have European Super League. The domestic games they're going to have games played all around the world. That's where the game's heading. That is where the game's heading. And the sad thing is, all the people that it's going to affect, which are the people in the stadiums, don't think either they don't see it because they've got their eyes shut to it, or they just think, oh well, I'll just keep going while I can, rather than thinking about we can actually stop it now. We could stop it now, but we're not going to. You know, we are just about to get off and underway here at the Emirates Arsenal, of course, in red and white, and Monaco, of course, the Arsene Wenger derby. It would have been a few years ago. Of course, Arsene Wenger's former club. Lots of Arsenal players, of course, formerly played for Monaco. The most famous of which, of course, is Thierry Henry, as of course we know. So there you go. Grat's with us. He says, "Hi there. Just fairly recovered from a cold, caught out of nowhere. Now I'm sitting in the pub watching the Stockholm derby in ice hockey. Forgot my headphones back at home." Well, you see, you say your cold come out of nowhere. It didn't come out of nowhere, did it? It came from all the time you spend in the pub, quite honestly. That's where it's come from, isn't it? Terry says, 65 million down the drain, 29 hasn't scored for the 7th time ago. Well, he won't score tonight at the beginning of this game because he's on the bench. Anyway, Monaco coming forward straight away. They're just below us in the table, actually. So a win for them would be really important, wouldn't it? And they will know that we've got a few injury issues. They're coming forward straight away over on that far side, all in this green kit. That wasn't a great ball, though. And Declan Rice can tidy that up. Miles Lewis-Skelly gets the ball over on that far side, does well. But it has gone out for a throw to Monaco. And Lewis-Skelly thought he was fouled there, but I don't think he was. And it is going to be Vanderson with the throw. I'm going to say his name every time he gets the ball just because I like his name. I just think it's brilliant. And it's great to see a player with a name like Vanderson, isn't it? He's Brazilian, actually. So he's not related to Viv Anderson at all, actually. But he's got a great name. So Monaco, I think they're second or third in the French league. They came second last season. You know, they're a decent team. They've had a decent start in the Champions League. I think they're 1 point behind us coming into this game. I think they're just outside the top 8, aren't they? So it's an important game for them. There's 2 more left, of course, after this, and then that's the group stage done. And if you're not in the top 8, you're up to 24th. You get in the playoffs. You get another 2 games before you qualify for the knockout. So we'll see how that works out. Obviously, Arsenal want to try and get in the top 8. And I think with our squad at sort of full stretch at the moment, almost we could do without them extra 2 games, couldn't we? Anyways, Henrique with the throw for Monaco on this near side. Thomas Partey steps in, playing right back again. And 2 Arsenal players collide with each other. It's Thomas Partey and Bukayo Saka. And both the Arsenal players are sitting down on the pitch. And it is going to be a free kick, I believe, to Monaco. And it is 2 minutes played. Rajendra's with us. How you doing, Rajendra? Good to see you, my friend. Hope you are well. Hope you're all doing well. Not long until Christmas now, is it? There's a lot of football to be played between now and Christmas, because we are back tomorrow earlier in the evening for the Women's Champions League against Vålerenga. A win for Arsenal would mean that if we can win our final game against Bayern Munich next week, we'd win the group, and that would be amazing, wouldn't it, after the start we had? So that's all coming up for you tomorrow at 5:30. So join me for that. Of course, Friday it's going to be Arsenal Women's Show. It's funny because I saw Tim Stillman's thing today. They just did their 100th Arsenal Women's Show. We will be on our one on Friday. Will be our 105th. I told you it was the original one, the 105th episode of the Arsenal Women's Show coming up for you on Friday. And of course, Saturday it's the Arsenal men against Everton. 3:00 kickoff, and Sunday, of course, it's the women in action away at Liverpool. That kicks off at 1:30. So loads and loads to come over the next few days as we head towards Christmas. Thomas Partey now in possession for Arsenal, and he does well, actually. In fact, he's won a free kick. Grat says, no, I'm Swedish. I'm not stationary on the pub. Go to work via the subway, go home via the subway, eat, watch, telly, sleep, repeat. Only pub day is match day. Well, it seems to be match day every day, though, doesn't it? So, you're probably right there. Terry says, hair flick has 2 touches and cock both up. Well, yeah, so far. But it's very early in this game. Let's not worry too much about that. And that's a good ball played out to that far side by Declan Rice, finds Martinelli. Now it's Lewis Skelly into the box. In fact, sorry, it was Mikel Merino out there. Don't know what he was doing there. And Martin Odegaard now inside the penalty. Shot comes in from the no-scoring Jesus. It was straight at a goalkeeper. And he's Polish, of course, the goalkeeper for Monaco. And we, of course, had a couple of Polish goalkeepers, Fabianski and, of course, Szczesny as well. And Fabianski is, of course, at West Ham. And they've now got a Polish goalkeeper, Monaco, and he's got the ball now. He's in light green. The Monaco goalkeeper kicks it long up that far side. One of the players on the bench, actually, for Monaco is Minamino. Of course, he used to play for Liverpool, didn't he? He is in their squad. He's on the bench for them. And I'm pretty sure that Mohamed Salisu, who plays in defence for Monaco, I'm sure he used to play in the Premier League as well, didn't he? I'm not sure who it was he played for now. Was it Watford or somebody? Anyway, I'm sure he played in the Premier League as well. And he's playing for them as well. So they've got a little bit of Premier League players that we know, haven't they, in their squad. And, of course, they've got Vanderson as well, as we've said. And we like Vanderson. And says, we'll miss some of tomorrow's match. Damn well, but we'll catch up with you in the second half. Yeah, I'm sure we will. Grat says... that's obviously Swedish, which is nice. We're learning some Swedish on this channel, actually. It's been good. So if you do want to learn Swedish, just stay with us and you'll pick up a load. Some swear words as well along the way, I'm sure. So there we go. Now Arsenal coming forward now. Thomas Partey on this near side, back in the right back position. The ball's now played out to Mikel Merino, back in the starting lineup, finds Martinelli, Gabriel Martinelli over on that far side, plays it back into Mikel Merino inside the box, drills it across. Oh, there wasn't quite a touch there at the near post from Gabriel Jesus. Oh, that surely would have been 1-0. He needed slightly longer legs there, didn't he? The Brazilians. A nice move. Mikel Merino's ball, and Gabriel Jesus couldn't quite get a touch on it, which would have, in fact, he was quite a long way away from it, as it turned out when you see the replay. It wasn't as close to him as we thought. And it's gone wide of that post. And the score remains 0-0. And we've played 6 minutes here at the Emirates Stadium. Champions League group stage. Arsenal versus Monaco, of course, the French. But they're not the champions. They came second last season. Currently third behind PSG. Unsurprisingly, top of the table. They're not doing so well in Europe, are they, PSG? They're struggling to get in that top 24, let alone in the top 8. They're having a Man City kind of spell, aren't they, in the Champions League? Because Man City playing tonight, it's quite a big game for them, isn't it? Because they're struggling to get in that top 8 as well, aren't they? They need to win pretty much all 3 of their last 3 games. At least we've got a little bit in hand. We do have 2 of our last 3 at home, of course, which is a big advantage, certainly. So, anyway, Monaco have just given the ball away, but actually they've won it back now, and they can try and build from the back, but that's not a great ball forward. And William Saliba steps in, finds Martin Odegaard, skips around a couple of challenges, plays it back to William Saliba, and he gets it back off Jacob Kiwior, the Arsenal captain. Martin Odegaard touches out to that far side to Miles Lewis Skelly. Now it's Declan Rice. Drills the ball forward. It actually comes off the back of Martin Odegaard. Not a good clearance actually there by Salusu. Didn't he play for Newcastle actually? Anyway, the ball's over on that far side to Gabriel Martinelli, and he can't get past the fullback. And that's a foul there by Miles Lewis Skelly. He'll do well not to get himself a yellow card. He fouled Vanderson. Don't you be fouling Vanderson, mate. You can't have Vanderson getting injured. He's my favourite player in Monaco. And that was quite a... He's quite lucky not to get a yellow card, actually, for that, Miles Lewis Skelly. Maybe because it's so early in the game. I think if that was in the second half, that's almost certainly a yellow card. I mean, it should be a yellow card anyway if you're going to foul Vanderson. I mean, come on. Anyway, the free kick's taken back. It goes back to the goalkeeper. Makeski goes long. It's a good header, though, by William Saliba. But Monaco pick up the second ball. Arsenal haven't really got going yet. It's been very hit and miss, hasn't it? And Monaco looking to try to get a little bit of possession. Arsenal had a lot of the possession without really creating too much. Although we did have that moment a little while ago when Mikel Merino's put that ball anyway. Now it's Monaco, a little bit of space over on that far side, attacking Arsenal's left in towards the penalty area. And Bolo there trying to get past Jacob Kiwior. He got the ball taken off him, and now it's a chance for Monaco on the edge of the box. A shot comes in. Oh, it's just wide, actually. That was a good effort there from just outside the box. A shot on the turn, beat David Raya. I mean, Kiwior did well initially, but then ran into trouble, lost the ball, and then the shot came in from the edge of the box. There's a really good hit, and I think David Raya potentially had that covered, but it was a good effort that from Monaco. The first real strike at goal came in the 9th minute, and it was Monaco with it. And now Arsenal, though, in possession with Miles Lewis Skelly over on that far side. Touches it into Declan Rice. Mikel Merino over on that far side tries to play it forward. It's cut out, though, well in the defence there by Kera. He's got the ball back again. The Monaco captain finds Vanderson over on that far side, but Arsenal won the ball with Mikel Merino, but he loses out as well. It's been very scrappy this game so far, hasn't it? Monaco, though, trying to change that with an attack to come forward over on that far side. Looked like there was going to be a free kick there. It's not given, and it's Monaco come away with the ball. That little bit of play there summed up the game so far. Very, very scrappy it was, and there's a little bit of space on this near side for Monaco to come forward. It's Ben Sahir, and now this is good play this for Monaco. They're keeping possession well, and it's Ben Sahir again, chips the ball forward towards Mbolo. It bounces off the Swiss. And Arsenal pick up possession. We've played 10 minutes here. Terry says, I know it's early, but this is crap so far. No, it is. It is crap so far, absolutely. Anyway, the ball's now back with David Raya, all in yellow, the Arsenal goalkeeper. So if you do want to buy something for Christmas, you can always buy that yellow kit that David Raya's wearing, because it's quite nice, isn't it? Or at the top, at least. But try not to buy any of this other crap they're bringing out, honestly. It's ridiculous. Anyway, David Raya. He's going to go long, goes very long, but it's an easy header there from Saluso. I'm sure he played for Newcastle, didn't he, Mohamed Saluso? Or was it West Ham? Anyway, I can't remember. I'm sure someone will know. He definitely played in the Premier League, didn't he? For somebody. Newcastle's in my head now for it. I'm sure it's Newcastle. Anyway, Monaco are in possession again on halfway. Ball played out to that far side. Well, that's not a great ball. Martin Odegaard almost pinches it, but Monaco do keep possession. And they're keeping possession well. Now the ball's played up this near side. It's neat and tidy passing here. Was it Southampton? Was it? Oh, there you go. It was. I knew it was a team. Oh, I couldn't have been further away, could I, from Newcastle to Southampton? I just recognised his name. That was all. But yeah, now Southampton makes sense now. Actually, I knew someone would know. Nathan always comes up with the answers, doesn't he? And it is, of course, at Southampton. Anyway, a Monaco player's gone down. And the referee's not interested. And Arsenal in possession with Mikel Merino, plays it square to Declan Rice inside the centre circle, brings it out to this near side. Bukayo Saka been very quiet so far, hasn't he, in the early stages of this game. And now the ball's been put out of play so that I think it's Mbolo for Monaco can get some treatment there. Not quite sure what happened to him. Oh, he got his Achilles kick there, didn't he, in the challenge. It probably was a foul, to be fair. But anyway, the referee didn't give it. I think the referee, I'm not sure where he's from, actually. Their manager looks a little bit like Graham Souness, doesn't he? Slightly, a little bit like Graham Souness. Anyway, it was Thomas Partey that kind of kicked Embolo, and the referee didn't give a free kick. We are back and underway. Monaco did kick the ball out, and I don't think Arsenal will give it back to him anyway. It doesn't matter. We don't really care. We're knocking it around in our own half at a minute. Thomas Partey plays it square to Miles Lewis-Skelly's dropped into us that central midfield position that we like our left back. Well, Mikel Arteta liked our left back to be in. And he says, can't tune in when I'm driving. Oh, yes, you can. I have YouTube on my phone. Oh, I should really say that, should I? I have it on my phone when I'm driving. It plays through me Bluetooth in my car. So there's nothing illegal about that, is it? The phone's in a holder. It's just on Bluetooth. It's all right. You can do that. I do that. That's all I do. I don't listen to the radio. I listen to stuff on YouTube when I'm in the car because it's better, isn't it? I just connect my phone. Anyway, Mikel Merino now over on that far side. He's got the ball back again. Merino, can he keep it in? He does keep it in. It's not a great cross, though. Easily cleared away by, was it Vanderson cleared that away? Well done, mate. Yeah, I think it was, actually. Roland says 12 minutes in, Saka's yet to have a meaningful touch. He hasn't, no. He's not been in the game at all. Well, most of our attacks seem to have been coming down the right-hand side, the left-hand side, sorry. Monaco's right-hand side, but not ours. Anyway, and he says, best I don't. Well, you're a woman, you can multitask. You can listen to YouTube and drive, can't you, surely? You're a woman of many talents, so I'm sure you can do that. Anyway, William Saliba now inside the centre circle, just touches it off to Thomas Partey. Arsenal keeping possession, but not been able to get into the Monaco half. We will now. Jacob Kiwior pings the ball up his near side. It was a little bit of a difficult one there, but Odegaard took it well on his chest and now cuts in field. And that left foot plays it back to Jacob Kiwior. That didn't really work out too well, did it? Now it's with Thomas Partey inside the centre circle, finds William Saliba, who's almost gone to a right-back position. He could probably play right-back, couldn't he, William Saliba? Anyway, Saka now, first time, and he's just run the ball straight out of play. It's not been the greatest 14, 15 minutes of Bukayo Saka's Arsenal career, has it? Let's be honest. Anyway, Henrique is going to take this road. It's Henrique, not Enrique. Henrique. João Henrique, who's another Brazilian. They've got a few Brazilians, haven't they? A bit like us. It's like a Brazilian reunion, isn't it, tonight? Anyway, Monaco are in possession now. They're looking to come forward over on that far side. They're getting bodies forward, aren't they, to be fair? They're not sitting back and just defending. They are getting bodies forward. They've got 4 or 5 men forward here. Ball played into the box, headed away, though, by William Saliba. Wasn't really under any pressure. The French defender, of course, playing against some of his fellow countrymen. And it is Monaco in possession on this near side. And then they go back to Salusu, of course, who now we know plays for Southampton in the Premier League. And of course, Minamino is on the bench and he did play for Liverpool. We know that. Quite a good player, actually, wasn't he? I don't know what happened to him at Liverpool. I don't know why it didn't work out for him. Anyway, he is on the bench for Monaco, the Japanese striker. We'll see whether we'll see him later on tonight or not. Who knows? We shall see. I wonder if we'll see Ethan Nwaneri. Not another game he's not got a start in. He's another one, isn't he, that doesn't seem to be trusted enough by the manager, which is quite frustrating, isn't it? Anyway, I was going to say it was a good ball there from Declan Rice out to that far side. It wasn't because it went out of play. It was over hit. It was a good idea from Declan Rice. The execution wasn't very good. And it's gone out for a throw to Monaco over on that far side, where their fans are congregated in that far corner. At the clock end, of course, at the Emirates. Ball's now back with the goalkeeper, finds Salusu here, just inside the penalty area, brings it forward up this near side. And Monaco aren't scared to play a bit of football, are they? Did they keep that in? No, they didn't. It's gone out of play. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal. 16, 17 minutes almost on the clock here at the Emirates. It hasn't been the most exciting game, let's be totally honest. It's been a little bit of a nothing game at the minute. The best chance probably been Monaco's, a shot from the edge of the box that went just wide. And Thomas Partey's throw there has given the ball straight away, straight to Monaco. And now they can launch a counter-attack. So they're not frightened to get bodies forward, are they? They've got 4 or 5 men forward again in this attack. Now the ball's over on that far side. I don't know if they've targeted that side because of Miles Lewis-Skelly, of course, a youngster, although he's a very good player. But it's all about experience, isn't it, at this level? And obviously he's lacking that experience, isn't he? He's 18 years old, of course, Miles Lewis-Skelly, one of these young players who's trying to find a way in the game. That's a good ball up this near side, actually, for Monaco. William Saliba's across there. He should be able to see this out, and he does. Good defending by Saliba as usual. Greg says, we desperately need to get a corner to settle us down. We certainly do need to get a corner. The reason why the game's been so dull and why we haven't scored yet is because we haven't got a corner. Anyway, the Monaco fans over on that clock in there are dancing about, trying to keep warm, I'm sure. They seem to be enjoying themselves, their trip to London. And it's a big game for them as well. I say, a win for them would actually take them above us in the league table. And it would actually make our job much more difficult, wouldn't it, to get in that top 8? Whereas a win would see us move up to 3rd, I think. So, it shows how tight it all is there. And I suppose I'm not a big fan of this new group stage of the Champions League. But what you have to say is, at least, it's so tight that you can't afford to take it easy in one game, because one defeat can knock you down 10 places in the table and one win can move you up 10 places. So, that's how you don't get the sort of dead rubber games that maybe you used to get at the end of the group stage when, teams had qualified already. So it's kind of, in that sense, it's been good. That's a positive for me. That's probably the biggest positive of it, is that every game, well, certainly until we start getting teams that are definitely qualified into the top 8, but it seems like more games are going to have more riding on them, and that's always a good thing, isn't it? Because there's nothing worse than seeing a game where it doesn't matter because you've qualified or the other team's qualified and you've qualified, and it's just pointless. Anyway, Martin Odegaard now on the edge of the box tries a shot, couldn't get enough bend on it, and it's gone wide into the clock end behind the goal. And that's our first real strike at goal, actually. It was Martin Odegaard there, cut inside, tried to curl it with that left foot, but it didn't quite curl enough, did it? And it's gone wide and into the fans behind that goal. And it's a goal kick to Monaco. 19.5 minutes played in North London. Middle of December. Lots of games to be played in this month, of course. And Arsenal looking to bounce back from that not great performance against Fulham at the weekend. Disappointing draw, dropping more points. And yeah, we can't afford to drop too many more. That's the situation that we're in. I know there seems to be a long way to go, but we are coming up towards a halfway point in the season. And, Liverpool have still got a good advantage. And Man City are going to come strong. You just know that they will, because they always do. And, I mean, Chelsea are dark horses, aren't they? The way that they're playing at the minute, scoring lots of goals, playing great football. Are they going to be sustainable throughout the season? You have to wonder that. But anyway, they're certainly playing well at the moment, aren't they? Anyway, Declan Rice did well there, but then held on to the ball for too long. And now Monaco can try and launch a counter-attack with the strong Mbola, but it's gone out for a throw. And he did well there, Declan Rice, initially, and made a good break forward. But then he held on to the ball too long when he could have passed it on about 2 or 3 occasions a bit earlier than that, and he didn't. And he lost the ball, and it almost led to a counter-attack from Monaco. But they won a throw on the near side instead on halfway. Nathan says Chelsea are playing well. Lavier's a cracking player. No, they are playing really well. I've got to be honest with you and say my favourite current player in the Premier League is Cole Palmer by quite some distance. I think he's an amazing player. He's so off the cuff. He's probably the best English player technically since Paul Gascoigne. And he doesn't seem to have the issues that Paul Gascoigne had. He can go on and be one of the best players in the world, I think, Cole Palmer. I just think he's absolutely brilliant. And he's been obviously key to Chelsea as well. But they are playing really well. They look the real deal, but it's early in the season. They don't maybe look ready to really challenge for the title. But, yeah, they are playing well, absolutely. Anyway, it's Monaco playing well at the moment, coming forward again on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area, looking for that breakthrough. And they got the ball out wide again over on that far side. Is a cross going to come in? It doesn't. The ball's played back. Was that Vanderson? I think it was Vanderson, wasn't it, over on that far side? He should have got a cross in, actually, but he didn't. Anyway, Monaco are coming forward now. The ball bobbled around on the edge of the penalty area, and Saka can bring it clear up this near side. Runs into a bit of trouble, wins the free kick. Nathan says they need a centre back and a goalkeeper. Well, January's nearly here. They might well get them, mightn't they? Who knows? But they're certainly a very, very good side. Play some great football. And of course, their manager was also an assistant to Pep. So maybe Arsenal have got the wrong Pep assistant. Who knows? Terry says, I can see why Real Madrid got rid of hair flick. I'm assuming hair flick you mean Martin Odegaard, because he has got little flicky hair, hasn't he? Anyway, Arsenal are coming forward now. Miles Lewis-Skelly inside the centre circle. The ball comes up this near side to Bukayo Saka. Just hasn't really got in the game, has he? Saka tonight so far. It's still very early, of course, no doubt. He doesn't need to have the ball much, does he? He'll still probably have an assist or a goal or something later on, I'm sure. Anyway, so far it's been a very, very quiet opening at 24, 25 minutes for Bukayo Saka. Declan Rice now inside the centre circle, touches it off to Jacob Kiwior, the Pole. Caught out, wasn't he, for Fulham's goal on Saturday? The movement of Raul Jimenez just completely, he just didn't see it, did he? Really poor defending that was. Great finish from the Mexican, of course, but really bad defending from Kiwior. And that's why he's not going to play when Gabriel's fit. Anyway, Saka now looking to have some impact here. Plays the ball square to Miles Lewis. Gets a nice ball into Gabriel Jesus. Now it's with Martin Odegaard inside the penalty area. Tried to dig a shot out. He said it was deflected. I don't think it was. It's gone behind for another goal kick to Monaco. And he had 2 or 3 defenders around him there. And it didn't get a deflection. It's gone straight wide. And it's going to be a goal kick. Terry says, Gaza had drinking problem, but Palmer has addictions, chips and curry sauce. He said, no, he does. What I like about Cole Palmer is when you hear him speak, he's not like so many modern footballers who are kind of trained in media, aren't they, what to say. He just basically, when he's in having an interview, he's like he's chatting to his mates. And that's what I like about him. It's refreshing, isn't it? And he's so calm and cool on the pitch. And I just think he's a great player. And I like watching him play. And it's good that we've got such a great young player playing for England now. And I'm sure Tommy Tuchel will get even more out of him going forward for England. I'm really excited how that's going to work out, because to me, you build your team around Cole Palmer, don't you? That's what you do. You build your attack around him because he's just such a great player. And I'm hoping that's what Tommy Tuchel will do. Of course, former Chelsea manager, isn't he, Tommy Tuchel? Not that he ever managed Cole Palmer, of course, because he would have been at Man City then anyway in their youth team. I wonder what Pep thinks now about the development of him. Anyway, a long ball played forward. Gabriel Jesus is in here, 1-on-1 inside the area, and he can't score because he's Gabriel Jesus. It was a decent save by the goalkeeper. He's got to score that. Martin Odegaard now on the follow-up, plays it square to Declan Rice. Now it's gone out to the far side to Mikel Merino. That is why Gabriel Jesus is not a centre forward. He's not a natural goal scorer. A natural goal scorer puts that away. And he never looked confident. And he's hit it too close. It was a decent enough save by the goalkeeper's legs, but he's got to put that in. He's found himself 1-on-1 inside the penalty area. You've got to bury that, mate. You've got to bury that. And it was a really, really poor finish. It was tame. And it was a decent enough save, but he's got to score, quite honestly. And this is our problem. You know, people say, oh, we don't need a centre forward. We do need a centre forward because we don't have one. And look, I mean, it's a good ball over the top. It's good movement by Jesus. It's a decent touch. But then when it comes to the finish, he rushes it, doesn't he? He rushes the finish and he scuffed it completely. And it's a decent enough save. But come on, you've got to bury that, mate. You've got to bury that. Nathan says he's a fantastic player, 40 million. Is that what you hear? It was about 40 million, wasn't it? I mean, Pep must be absolutely gutted that he got rid of him. I know they didn't want to sell him, but he wanted to go on loan, didn't he, Cole Palmer? They wouldn't send him on loan. So they said either you stay or you stay or you have to be sold. So he said, well, I can't be sold. And Chelsea came in. Wow, that could prove to be a bargain, couldn't it? 40 million for Cole Palmer, and we paid 65 million for Kai Havertz. Let that sink in. Let that sink in for a minute. But yeah, I mean, Cole Palmer wouldn't be able to play in this Arsenal team, would he? Because he wouldn't be given the freedom to do what he wants to do, which he's given at Chelsea. He can just basically go out on the pitch and do what he wants, and everyone else has to structure around him. Mikel Arteta wouldn't allow that. Mikel Arteta would have him having to play a very strict positional game, and he just wouldn't be anywhere near as effective. There's been strange comparisons with Cole Palmer and Bukayo Saka and stuff like that. You hear it all the time, don't you? Especially on social media. Oh, Jesus is in again. Jesus is in again, and again he can't finish, and again the goalkeeper saved it, and again he's got to do better, and he's kind of caught the goalkeeper on a follow-up there, Gabriel Jesus, maybe showing his frustrations. But Saka's not allowed to really express himself in the same way that Cole Palmer is. I really would love to see, I don't want to see Bukayo Saka leave Arsenal, but it'd be interesting to see how much different he played under a different manager who allowed him to express himself more. I mean, Jesus, again, that's not a great finish, is it? Yes, it's an half-decent save, to be fair to the keeper on that particular occasion. I think he's done well there, the keeper. But again, it's a finish of someone who's not a natural goal scorer. You know, Erling Haaland in them situations buries that. You know, some of the Arsenal strikers over the years, Ian Wright, people like that, they bury that chance. He's not good enough. He is not good enough. Nathan's there laughing at Jay-Z. Well, yeah, I mean, Christ. Terry says Palmer has the Liam Brady about him. Yeah, he's just got that little, he's got the X factor for me, and he's a great player, and I absolutely love watching him. And he plays for Chelsea, and it's frustrating that they're doing so well, but he's just, you know, I love great footballers that can express themselves, and he's a sort of player. I mean, he's left-footed as well. I love left-footed players, and I don't know, he's a sort of player that I would pay to watch. Do you know what I mean? I'd pay to watch him train. Do you know what I mean? Just to see him in action. I love players like that. And it doesn't matter sometimes who they play for. I just love watching players like that. Obviously, I'd love him to play for Arsenal, but I know he wouldn't play the same way. Anyway, Saka now steaming forward up this right-hand side. Bukayo Saka, is he going to have an impact in this game finally? Actually, that was quite good defending on him there. And it's going to be a goal kick. And that was Salusa, actually. Salusu, sorry. The former Southampton players. Good defending, actually, on Bukayo Saka. And his tackles come back off the Arsenal man and gone out for a goal kick. We've played 30 minutes. It's not been great, is it? Let's be honest. It has not been great. But it is 0-0. And that is no surprise. And I mean, a draw wouldn't be a disaster, actually, for either team in the overall scheme of the group and stuff. You know, with 2 games to play, you know, Arsenal got 2 potentially winnable games. And then, that'll probably be enough to get us in that top 8, won't it? If we draw tonight, win the other 2. But let's win this game, and then it makes it a lot easier, doesn't it? You know, the quicker you can. I mean, I don't think it's going to be cut and dried with a 2 games, a game to spare, is it? Just because of how tight that whole thing is. Nathan says the Akaya Salusu centre-back partnership also used to play for West Ham, I'm pretty sure. Did they? See, I thought Mohamed Salusu used to play for West Ham. I might be wrong. But did that Kerry used to play for West Ham, did he? Maybe he did, thinking about it. Maybe he did. Anyway, we'll have a check about that. So we're at half time and see. You might be right. I'm sure Salusu played for West Ham, actually. I did mention West Ham before, didn't I? But I think Southampton was where he played mainly, wasn't it? You're right. But yeah, I don't know if they did play for West Ham. Interesting. If they did, that they're now renewing their partnership playing for Monaco, which is interesting. Anyway, Arsenal are coming forward now trying to break this Monaco defence. Martinelli plays the ball up this near side to Bukayo Saka again. Faced with Henrique, who's actually done quite well. Anyway, Martin Odegaard now tries to thread the ball forward. Wasn't a great ball. And now there's a counter-attacking opportunity on here for Monaco. And they are quite happy to do it, aren't they? Anyway, Martinelli's just committed a foul. And Martinelli's going to get a yellow card inside the centre circle. You see, now that foul for me wasn't actually any different to the one that Miles Lewis-Skelly did a little bit earlier. He's just pulled him back, which is what Miles Lewis-Skelly done. Now, he's got a yellow card, Martinelli. Miles Lewis-Skelly didn't. And it doesn't make sense to me. It's the same, exactly the same foul. It's in a slightly different area of the pitch, but it's exactly the same foul. If one's a yellow card, they should both be a yellow card, or neither, you know, whatever way you want to look at it. And Nathan says, Delappi's a good player. Chelsea, keeping an eye on him. Yeah, he is, yeah. Well, obviously, with all the comparisons to Arsenal and Stoke in recent times, maybe Delap should come and play for Arsenal, seeing as his dad played for Stoke. Of course, it was his long throws, wasn't it, that caused us all them problems all those years ago. But it'd be quite apt if he played for Arsenal, wouldn't it, maybe? Wayne Fight says it's mad. I'm not going to go find out that Liam Delap is Rory's son. I know, yeah. See, you know you're getting old, right? When you watched players play and now you're watching their sons play as well. You know what I mean? That's, you know, you're getting old when you get to that point. It's been happening for me for a long time, obviously, but you know, when things like that happen, you think, Christ, you know, it doesn't even seem that long ago that Rory Delap played. That's the thing, isn't it? You know, I can remember all those horrible days out at Stoke with his long throws and that, and you know, we used to lose him every year, didn't we? It seemed. But yeah, it is funny when you look at it and you see, I say, players that you watch play, and now their sons are playing. Terry says, I wouldn't put us on Stoke's level at the moment. Well, no, probably not. I don't think Stoke scored as many goals from corners as we do anyway. They just had them long throws, didn't they? That's what caused us problems. It wasn't a corner so much, was it? It was them bloody throws we just couldn't deal with. And we knew what was coming. And it's a bit like Arsenal's corners now. Everyone knows what's coming, but how do you stop it? Anyway, Miles Lewis-Skelly's done a good ball. He's coming. Surely Saka's going to score. Saka has scored. 33 minutes played. The first bit of real quality Arsenal have shown. Miles Lewis-Skelly started that over on the left-hand side. He's getting most of the congratulations. It was a great ball, actually, over on that far side to Gabriel Jesus, I think it was. And his low cross was turned in at the far post by Bukayo Saka. We did say, didn't he? He'd done nothing at all for about 30 minutes and 33 minutes played. And Bukayo Saka's got himself a goal, which is what he does. Let's face it, that is what he does. He's done it every single time, and it is. And so that makes it a problem. You have to say Miles Lewis-Skelly did so well there. Shook off a defender, played the ball forward. Jesus' cross and Bukayo Saka, well, he couldn't miss, could he? And maybe Jesus is better over on those sort of areas when he can put in quality balls like that rather than playing through the middle, missing one-on-ones for fun. And says, well done, Saka, indeed. Greg says, you know you're getting old when you wish football was still like it was 30 years ago. Well, I agree with you, my friend, absolutely. Terry says that's got to be offside. Well, Jesus was offside, was he? I did think he might have been. Have they got? They must have VAR in the Champions League, mustn't they? Surely. I mean, he can't have been offside. It looked as though he may have been. Jesus over on the far side when Lewis-Skelly played the ball to him. But I mean, that goal for me, yes, okay, Jesus will get the assist and Saka will get the goal, but that goal's all about Miles Lewis-Skelly for me. Brilliant stuff from him. Showed good strength and then great intelligence for the pass as well. You know, Monaco now looking to respond, but that's not a great ball up that far side. It's going to go out for a throw to Arsenal. But well done, Miles Lewis-Skelly. We do love when our young players that come through our academy get into the first team and have a real impact. And Miles Lewis-Skelly has done that tonight, you know, and he is a great young player. And this is, you know, this is what sometimes is frustrating about Ethan Nwaneri, because he's good enough to be playing at this level. He's good enough. There's no doubt. Miles Lewis-Skelly is good enough. And he's just shown it there. Ethan Nwaneri's shown it plenty of times. Why isn't he playing? Why isn't he getting more opportunities to start games like this? That's what's frustrating, isn't it? Because you know that he's ready. Miles Lewis-Skelly's ready. You can see it. And Ethan's ready. Just play the kids. Come on. That's how they're going to learn and develop. And that's how they become great players. If you leave them on the bench, they learn little bits and pieces, but they need to be out there playing. Anyway, there's a little bit of space over on that far side. Cross comes in, but it's not a great ball. And it's gone straight across at the goal. It's going to be a goal kick to Arsenal. Rajendra says not offside. Well, no, it couldn't have been offside because they gave the goal. And obviously there's VAR, so it can't have been offside. It just looked as though he may have been, but that was only once he received the ball as opposed to when it was played, I suppose. They might have been over on that far side. A little bit of space for Mikel Merino, but that was almost a good ball actually, but it's cleared away by Monaco. Wayne says, been a tad out of the loop. Is Rene now our new manager, or is she still interim? She is still interim actually at the moment. I don't know what the club are doing, but anyway, yeah, she's still interim. Keep her till the end of the season. Surely they've got to at least do that, haven't they? You know, Bukayo Saka now seems to have come to life since the goal, but he couldn't keep that in. It's gone out for a throw. Redemptor says, when Jesus got the ball, Saka was offside, but Jesus ran ahead to cross the ball and Saka. No, I didn't think Saka was offside. I thought Jesus was when he got the ball from Miles Lewis-Skelly, but obviously he wasn't. Greg says, if VAR breaks down, are they still allowed to play the game? I don't know, actually. It seems to break down all the time, doesn't it? But anyway, it breaks down in terms of getting everything wrong. So I don't know what they would do, actually. El Loco says MLS has really been impressive tonight at left back. Has a star been born? Well, I mean, I think there's a few little stars in our academy, yes, and he has been brilliant. You're absolutely right. Nathan says, yeah, I think they ask if both teams are happy to continue to play. Oh, do they? Obviously, I'm not assuming VAR is broken down. No more than normal. But obviously, the goal was given, and it looks as though that was the right decision. You know, Thomas Partey out this near side, drills across. The shot comes in first time from Gabriel Martinelli on the penalty spot, but he couldn't direct it into that far corner. It's gone wide. It's going to be another goal kick. I don't think we've had a corner yet, have we? We've played 38, 39 minutes. Incredible. Not one corner. Wow. And we did score from open play, guys. We did score from open play tonight, so we should enjoy it. It was a great goal as well. Well worked and well taken. And I say Miles Lewis-Skelly played a big part in that. And it was good to see his teammates celebrating with him rather than the assister or the goal scorer. They went straight to Miles Lewis-Skelly there, which was great to see, wasn't it? And he deserved it as well because his part in that goal was fantastic. And I've seen it happen once. The ref just asked both teams. Well, I mean, let's be honest. If they said, "Oh, VAR's not working," you'd be like, "Well, absolutely." Oh, my, no, the guy's just won the ball on his own. He's got a go on his own, 1-on-1 with a keeper. It's going to be 2-0. Oh, he's put it wide as well. Oh dear, we can't see. This is a problem, isn't it? We spend all our time in training doing corner kicks. We don't practice our finishing. Clearly, Martin Odegaard's just missed another 1-on-1. That was terrible defending there from I think it was Saluso actually put his defensive partner under pressure, and then Martin Odegaard run through. He didn't look like he wanted to go on his own, did he? He was looking for some support. There wasn't any, and in the end, he had no option, and he pulled it wide. That's a really bad finish actually. And that's what they need to spend more time on in training. Work on your finishing rather than your corners. The corners are sorted now. Let's work on that finishing, guys. 1-on-1 finishing, because that's 3 now. We've missed 3 1-on-1s. That is terrible. And none of them look confident to score, did they? Well, either of them, Martin Odegaard or Jesus twice. El Loco says, surely it's confirmation now that Tierney is going to be sold. That's why Mikel is not risking him. Well, I don't think he's not risking him. I don't think he rates him. He feels that if he plays, it's going to weaken the team. That's what he obviously thinks. At the end of the day, if you play a player, you're going to more like to get more money for him than not playing them. Who's going to buy a player that's sat on the bench for 2 years? Do you know what I mean? Okay, yeah, Fulham bought Errol Smith-Rowe, I suppose, and he's doing well, isn't he? But I don't know. I don't think it's about not risking him. I just think it's about not trusting him. And that's the problem. I think Mikel Arteta, it's a trust issue with him. He doesn't trust a lot of players. And B said he's just had a baby. Well, if he has just had a baby, and he's certainly done pretty well, hasn't he? Because when women have a baby, they wouldn't be able to play football for about a year. And if he's just had a baby and he's playing, wow, I mean, I throw my hat off to him. He's recovered quickly, hasn't he, Martin Odegaard? Is that why he didn't play all that time earlier in the season because he was having his baby? Is that what it was? Because he looks all right now, doesn't he? I don't think that's why he missed that 1-on-1. But anyway, El Loco says Odegaard missed another huge sitter. He did. It was a huge sitter, indeed it was. Greg says looks like Jesus and Odegaard have been training with Steve. No, we're not having that at all. We're not having that at all. Stina scores them. Stina would have a hat trick by now. Don't you start on Stina. Martin Odegaard now. Oh, it's a lovely ball, Martinelli. Oh, and he's put it wide as well. You see, we can't shoot. We're not practicing shooting, are we? In fact, there was an offside flag up anyway. It wouldn't have counted, but that's not the point. The point is you've got to bury them. You've got to bury these chances. I mean, Monaco giving the ball away right, left and centre. I mean, it was Jesus that was offside. Martinelli wasn't offside, actually. I think that, had it gone in, I think a VAR would have given that goal because Jesus was offside, but Martinelli wasn't. But you see there, Martin Odegaard there, he's much more comfortable, wasn't he? Playing that little ball through. That's what he's good at doing. But when it comes to one-on-one finishing, no, it's not for me, mate. Not for me, he said. Do not fancy that at all. Nathan says they're all at it without at the minute. Terry says we need to sell half this team. Well, we do, yeah. I just think I wouldn't necessarily sell any of the team. I would get rid of the manager. and keep the players and see if a new manager can get a bit more out of them. Anyway, is Monaco coming forward? It is only 1-0. I know we've had some big chances to have put this game to bed. These are the games that come back to haunt you, aren't they? You miss the chances, and then before you know it, bang, 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 and we've conceded a goal, and everyone's feeling very sorry for themselves. Terry says, before Saliba, Gabby and Saka walk out, well, they might well do. I think Saliba will be the most likely to of those three. El Loco says, no, Stina would have buried those chances. Blonde Swede is more clinical. Exactly, she would have done. I think she would have scored 2 of them. She does miss the odd one-on-one. She missed one, of course, at the weekend, didn't she, having scored? She then ran for a missed one. She's a very similar miss to the one that Martin Ødegaard just put wide, actually. Maybe it's a Scandinavian thing. But yeah, I think she would have scored 2 out of those 3. Absolutely. Ange B says, Stina came good. I say, well, she comes good all the time. She just doesn't get enough opportunities. She'll probably play tomorrow, hopefully. She hasn't started a game under Rene, by the way, interestingly enough. So we'll see what the team lineup is tomorrow for that game away in Vålerenga. Of course, she'll be used to playing in that weather, won't she, coming from Sweden? So might be better for her to play anyway. But you're right, El Loco. Stina would have scored a couple of these already. Absolutely, she would have done. There's no doubt in my mind. We just don't look confident there, did we? Neither of those, Jesus, both of his chances didn't look confident, did he? And then, of course, Martin Ødegaard didn't look confident either. He looked like he wanted to find a pass rather than having to. And he looks around and thought, there's no one I can pass. I'm going to have to go on my own. And of course, he did go on his own, and we saw the result of it. A finish lacking in composure. Nathan says, who would be your top pick as manager? That's quite interesting, isn't it? That's a question that gets asked a lot. Particularly gets asked a lot of people like myself who don't think Arteta's the one. And to be honest with you, there's lots of great managers out there. We've seen what Liverpool have done, what Chelsea have done with a new manager. And if anyone had suggested either of those 2 managers to come to Arsenal, imagine Leicester's manager from last season. We were trying to get him. Everyone would have said, he won't be no good. What are we trying to get him for? Arteta's better. Well, as it's turned out so far, that doesn't look to be the case, does it? And the same with Arne Slot. There's no way any Arsenal fans would have said, Arne Slot's the one to replace Arteta. So there's managers out there. Obviously most of the football that I watch is in the Premier League. I don't really know enough about all the managers around Europe. Obviously, Alonso by Leverkusen has done a good job, isn't he? So he would be maybe an option, but I don't really want another Spanish manager. I do quite like Thomas Frank, I've got to be honest. And people say, he's at Brentford. What's he done? Yeah, but look what he's done at Brentford. Imagine if he had money to spend and he had world-class players to pick from. Would he not do a great job? I don't know. I would certainly rather take a risk on him than sticking with a manager who clearly failed season after season. So, and I'm not saying Thomas Frank is the answer. I'm not saying that he would be the best one, but somebody like that, there's plenty of managers out there that would give a different. He's got to be careful. He's already been booked. He's just committed a foul there. He's quite lucky actually, because that foul's probably just as bad as the one he got booked for, and he got away with that one there. Anyway, we're into the stoppage time at the end of this first half. I don't know whether that's why the referees let him off, because he thinks, well, you know what, it's nearly the end of the game, so maybe we'll let him off. But anyway, he's got away with one there, Martinelli, a little bit. Anyway, Monaco are coming forward. A shot comes in from distance, but straight at David Raya. He's going to have no problems with that. There's 1 minute of stoppage time has been signalled, and we've nearly played it, actually. The game's flowed quite well. It's not been a great game, but it's flowed quite well, hasn't it? Greg says, anyone with a bit of common sense. Well, just anyone with a bit more flexibility, actually. Terry says, wouldn't mind Brentford's attack. No, absolutely not. Anyway, the half-time whistle has gone. It is Arsenal 1, Monaco 0. That goal from Bukayo Saka midway through the half. He didn't really do a lot, did he, for half an hour? But then he pops up on the end of a lovely move. Miles Lewis-Skelly did well, played the ball through to Jesus, and his cross was turned home by Bukayo Saka at the far post. We've missed 3 1-on-1s as well. This game could be out of sight. Jesus missed 2 when it was 0-0. Neither time did he look particularly confident, and the goalkeeper made a couple of decent saves. And then Martin Ødegaard's run through when it was 1-0 to double the lead and put it wide. So 3 1-on-1s missed, but it is 1-0. it's been a bit of a nothing game, if we're totally honest. But Arsenal have got better as it's gone on. We deserve to be in front. There's no question about that. We could be further in front, obviously, but we'll take a 1-0 for now, won't we? We'll take a 1-0. Nathan says Nagelsmann, but he's managing Germany, I think, or Luis Enrique. Yeah, I mean, I said there's lots and lots of options, you know, and I always say this, you know, when people say to me, oh, who would you want instead? Well, there's loads of managers out there. There's loads. Okay, yes, some of them aren't going to be available. But there'll be others that would be. We're Arsenal. We can attract managers. You know, we've got money. We've got Champions League football. We've got some decent players. Roland says, I think Bournemouth's manager will do an amazing job at Arsenal. Yeah, another Spaniard, though, I'll say I want to maybe get away from Spaniards. But no, you're right. I mean, he's doing amazing, isn't he? You know, he is doing amazing. Absolutely fantastic job he's doing. And, you know, there's a lot of young managers. The Brighton guy at Brighton, he's doing a great job at Brighton as well, you know. Terry says, this game just reminded me I've got to do the dustbins. Is it bin night? It had bin night was last night. We're on a Tuesday here. Although sooner or later they're gonna stop collecting the bins, aren't they? They're going to charge us more council tax, but they're going to stop taking our bins as regular. Seems to make sense, doesn't it? What are they using the council tax money for, by the way? Because I haven't got a clue. It's gone up and we don't get any better services, do we? In fact, everything's just shutting down. Anyway, John says, I've played up front and missed 5 chances and missed the goal. Well, you see, that's why you didn't play in the Premier League, though, you see. You know, I've not really played up front. I've played more on the wing or left-sided of a front three. And yeah, I mean, you know, we all miss chances, but I mean, you know, I've scored a few goals, right? Anyway, Noga says, I wonder how much it would cost to tempt Klopp. Obviously, that's not going to happen. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think that'll happen, though. You're right. I'd like to see someone different, really. Maybe someone who isn't necessarily on the radar, but someone who's got plenty of experience. You know, the more I think about it, the more I do like Thomas Frank. It would be a risk, but then I think any manager is a risk. You know, you can get a manager in who's won trophies galore. You know, and it is still a risk. It won't necessarily definitely work. You'd hope it works, but you'd never actually know, would you? Oh yeah, we're going to check. Nathan says there. Check who their centre backs used to play for. Yeah, we'll check, shall we? Let's have a look. So we've got Salisu. So Mohamed Salisu. Let's look who he's played for. So Mohamed Salisu there. No, he's played for Valladolid, who are obviously a Spanish team, Southampton and Monaco. So he's never played for West Ham. He actually played 80 games for Southampton and scored 1 goal. So there you go. And the other guy, his name is Kera, isn't it? Let's have a look and see who he's played for. Actually, he might have played for West Ham, mightn't he? He did play for West Ham, yeah. Bilo Kera. Let's have a look at his career. Who else has he played for? He's played for Schalke, Paris Saint-Germain, West Ham, and Monaco. I wonder if he played for West Ham at the same time that Salisu played for Southampton. So they didn't play together before. And he played 50 games for West Ham over a season and a half. He didn't score a goal for them. And he scored 4 goals in 33 games for Monaco. Before that, he scored 4 in 128 for Paris Saint-Germain and 4 in 59 for Schalke. So there you go. So they didn't play together at West Ham, but he did play for West Ham. The other one played for Southampton. So there you go. Well, that was fun, wasn't it? It's always good to find these things out, I think. Google, we love you, and Wikipedia. El Loco says, maybe Klopp would come back to the EPL now that David Cooley's gone. You'd think you want to come back while he was still there, wouldn't you? Greg says, I played up front and would have been taken off missing no chances. Yeah, exactly, yeah. I mean, that's what would happen, wouldn't it? On a Sunday league, you miss 2 chances and that's it. Sub-ref. Terry says, get Salty, she can run both. Yeah, maybe she can. Regina says, when I hit the ball, it went in. Oh, right, yeah, well, sometimes they do, don't they? I've scored a few of them, actually, where the ball comes to you and you've got this in your head, I'm going to smash this into the bottom corner. And then you completely miss kick it. It goes into the other corner, but the keeper's already moved the other way because he's anticipated you smashing it across the goal. and you've miskicked it and it's bobbled in. Oh, I've done that a few times. That's some of my favourite goals are them ones, because you think to yourself, do you know what? If I'd hit that properly, it wouldn't have gone in. So sometimes you need to kind of scuff them a bit, don't you? Sometimes they're the best ones. But yeah, I think we've all scored a few of them, haven't we? I think we've all scored a few scuffers. But there you go. As long as they go in, they go in. Doesn't matter, does it? That's what I always say. Sometimes you might put a cross in and the cross goes in. Oh, did you mean it? Well, it doesn't matter if I meant it, does it? I've put the ball towards the goal, it's gone in. It's a goal. That's the only thing that matters. Whether you actually meant it to go in or not is irrelevant. It went in, and that's what it matters. But maybe that's what Jesus needs. Maybe he needs a bit of a scuffer. Although, to be fair, he scuffed both of them, didn't he? And they didn't go in. So maybe he doesn't. Maybe he actually needs to hit the ball properly. And maybe it will go in. Maybe he needs a bit more training on finishing. That would be good, wouldn't it? And then, yes, he's not good enough, is he? Let's be honest. And I think, our first 11 is a good team. There's no doubt about that, right? But we're still, our two centre forwards are Kai Havertz and Gabriel Jesus, and neither of them are good enough to be centre forward in a top team that's going to be winning trophies. Okay, yeah, Kai Havertz has scored in the Champions League final, winning goal in the Champions League final. Gabriel Jesus has won trophies with Man City, but neither of those two were the main centre forward, were they? Gabriel Jesus was always a backup striker, and of course Kai Havertz has never really played as an out-and-out centre forward when he played for Chelsea, did he? He played in a deeper role. So I don't know. I just don't think that's our weakness, and I can't see that changing in January. If I'm honest, I don't think it will. But anyway, let's see what happens in January. It's interesting what Mikel Arteta was saying in his press conference actually about January, saying basically if January was now with the injuries that we've got, he'd probably want to look to strengthen. But he was sort of saying, well, in a few weeks' time, we'll be fine. Almost say, well, everyone's going to be fit in a few weeks' time, so I don't need to buy anyone. Almost that's the impression that I got. But to be honest, I wouldn't give him any more money anyway. He's wasted billions of pounds on players that he's never worked out. Daniel says most of mine are like that. The goalkeeper, when I strike it properly, they say exactly, yeah, exactly. That's what happens, doesn't it? That is exactly what happens. Sometimes it does, unless you hit it perfectly right in a corner. They've got no chance, have they? But quite often you can hit a ball too well, can't you? Honestly, you can, and then they don't go in, do they? Rajendra says even at penalties, it's only one step on that. Oh yeah, it is in five-a-side. It's one step, isn't it? And then I mean, I don't know. I've always fancied my chances of scoring a penalty, but yeah, I don't know. We need to be working on our finishing, don't we? Because we're missing too many chances. Nathan says should have gone and got Osimhen on loan. He is at Galatasaray. Yeah, we need to do something. I don't think we will. I don't think we'll buy a centre forward in January. I really don't think we will. And I think that would be a mistake. But anyway, it is 1-0 to Arsenal, so we can't really grumble too much. We have scored a goal, and it wasn't from a corner. We haven't had a corner, not one corner in that first half, and we've managed to score a goal. Can you believe it? Unbelievable stuff. It's almost like Christmas already. We've scored a goal without even getting one corner. Incredible. But let's see what happens. Greg says, I found it easier to score in County League than Sunday League. Yeah, you know why? Because in Sunday League, they'll just kick the crap out of you, won't they? Whereas when you're playing at county level, you get a little bit more time, and you've obviously got better players around you that can pick you out and make the right pass and stuff like that, haven't you? I agree with you. The higher level you play, the easier it becomes because the players around you are better. So you've got more chance of getting the right pass at the right time. Playing Sunday League, it's just random, isn't it? You know what I mean? You can make the best runs in the world, you just don't get the ball, do you? Whereas when you play at a higher level, those players see you, they pick you out, and you get more chances. Absolutely, exactly right. But Sunday League's great, isn't it? Let's be honest, it is great. Anyway, right, I'm just going to nip and get a quick drink, and then we will be back, of course, for the second half, which hopefully will be a little bit more exciting, because that wasn't the best half of football, let's be honest. It wasn't, was it? But we'll be back very shortly. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. Second half's coming up in a few minutes. So welcome back then. We get ready for the second half. The players are back in the tunnel, ready to come back out. Arsenal 1, Monaco 0. Mark C says there, Martinelli's got to be subbed off. One more real-time challenge is off. Yeah, I mean, he was lucky, wasn't it, at the end of the first half, that challenge he did. That would have been a second yellow quite often. I don't know if he has been subbed off, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if he was. Vidandra says super sub on for Martinelli. Trossard. Yeah, Trossard would be a good bet, wouldn't he? You know, it's Juventus 0, Man City 0. Minamino's coming on for Monaco. We mentioned him before, didn't we? The former Liverpool player. Good little player he is, actually, isn't he? Minamino. Well, Martinelli's back out for the second half, so he isn't going off. Not yet, anyway. He's come back out again. In fact, there's been no changes at half-time for Arsenal, but Minamino is coming on for Monaco. I wonder who's going to go off there for them. But Martinelli does have to be careful because he is just one stupid challenge away, isn't he, from a second yellow. The referee's already let him off once, hasn't he, right at the end of that first half. Grat says, hello, I'm going to write the next part in Swedish, but I guess you'll understand it because it's pretty similar to English this time. Gickham Fran Pubben. Sitter him. Is that got home from the pub, sitting at home? I don't know, maybe something like that, is it? I don't know, I'm guessing. Aggie says, good evening. Can we go for victory? They're going to say, yeah, I'm sure we can. So it is Magassa has gone off for Monaco, and Minamino, the little Japanese ex-Liverpool player, another player who's played in the Premier League, coming on, of course, following the two centre-backs for Monaco, who both played in the Premier League for West Ham and Southampton. And then Minamino, of course, played for Liverpool, and he's coming on. Good little player, actually, Minamino. I don't know what went wrong at Liverpool. I recognise their manager as well, apart from looking a little bit like Graham Souness. I recognise him from somewhere. Who's he been manager of before? I'm sure he's been manager somewhere else, a team that we've played. I just recognise him. Anyway, Greta said, hey, oh, good. You see, I can speak Swedish. That'd be good. I'll be able to talk to Stina in Swedish. But the time when I get to meet Stina, I'll be able to speak to her in Swedish, won't I? Because you're the talk me, all I need to know. Anyway, it's going to be Monaco in green to kick off. They're attacking at the goal throw right in this second half, which is the clock end. And Arsenal's in red and white. And it's Saka with the goal. Arsenal 1, Monaco 0. As things stand, we would be in that top 3 or 4 in the group, which would be great, wouldn't it? Seeing as there's about 100 teams in it. Anyway, Arsenal straight away having to do a little bit of defending, but now the ball falls kindly to Martin Odegaard. He's got Martinelli ahead of him. This is Martinelli on the edge of the box. He couldn't quite get there, and Monaco cleared the ball away. And now they'll be looking for a counter-attack. Of course, they will fancy their chances of getting something from this game in the start of this second half. And there's a foul there. Or was it a foul? Referee says no, actually. Oh, he has given a foul. I thought he would have done. And it was Jacob Kiwior with the foul. And he just dangled a leg out, and you're never going to get away with dangling a leg out like that, are you? So there you go. Egg says there, Christmas beer at home. Yeah, enjoy your Christmas beer at home. Exactly. Enjoy the Christmas beer. Enjoy the football. What more could you want from life? The Pagan says there, Martinelli will have to watch his steps, as it's unfair to expect the team to play with 10. Exactly, yeah, well, I'm sure he will, but that ball comes in. It's a dangerous ball, header, just wide. And it was the former West Ham man, Kerr there, who got his head on the end of that, the captain for Monaco. It was a decent free kick, and he wasn't offside. It was a good header. David Ray was rooted to the spot. And had that been a little bit further to the left-hand side, that would have gone in that bottom corner. And it would have been 1-1, but instead it remains 1-0. But Monaco have come out for the second half looking a lot more dangerous. We've just given the ball away, actually. Mikel Merino and Monaco now pressing to come forward. They believe they can get something here still. And why not? It's only 1-0, of course. Any team 1-0 down fancies their chances of getting a result. While it remains at 1-0, we've got a lot of work to do. And coming forward again, Monaco. This is really nice play, actually. There's a player over on this near side. Declan Rice is a crossover, great tackle, but he's going to be a throw to Monaco. They've made a really bright start to the second half. The French team. And they're still in possession on this near side, looking to find an equaliser, which could mean a lot to them actually, because a defeat here tonight would put their chance of getting in the top 8 in jeopardy, wouldn't it? They should still qualify via the playoffs, you would imagine. But I say it's so tight in the group, isn't it, that, you know, one result here and there can make all the difference. So they're going to keep fighting for this. Monaco, they've got some space over on that far side. That was really good play. William Saliba blocks the cross and then prevents the corner as well. But Arsenal just can't get out of their own penalty at the minute, their own half. And Monaco coming forward again. Nice play. Oh, that flick forward isn't going to fall to anybody apart from David Ray. But that was nice football there, actually. Ag says, watched Wolfsburg run over Roma earlier this evening. Oh, what was the score there? I didn't see the score of that one. I'll catch up with all the scores a bit later, actually, to see how everybody's getting on in the Champions League. Of course, there's Europa League and what have you tomorrow. Grat says, "I'll see you guys after the game. If not anything extraordinary happens." By the way, went home due to personal issues, and that pub called Only Pubish, the Barca game. Oh, was I showing the Barca game? Was there any change? No changes. No, Martinelli's still on. Martinelli is still on. 6-1 was it? Wow, Wolfsburg won 6-1. Incredible. No, there's no changes. No, Martinelli's still on. A little bit risky, that, isn't it, from Mikel Arteta? He's always complaining about us going down to 10 men, and yet we've got a player on a yellow card who's since committed a foul that could have been a second yellow, and he hasn't taken him off. And he will get a second yellow, and then Mikel Arteta will complain that everybody's after me, all the referees don't like me. Well, you've had a chance to actually manage the game properly, take him off at half time, bring on Trossard or someone, or Nwaneri even, and, you know, protect him. But no, you're not going to do that. And I bet he does get a second yellow card, because he's bound to. It's inevitable, isn't it? Anyway, David Raya plays his ball up this near side, finds Miles Lewis Skelly, touches it forward to Martinelli. Oh, that's not a great ball back to Miles Lewis Skelly, and Monaco win a throw. And Martinelli there, that was really poor ball, actually. Put young Miles under pressure. And Monaco now in possession again up this near side. They played some nice football at the start of the second half, actually. And there's Vanderson. I haven't mentioned him too much, have we? He's not really seen that much of the ball. But he's got it now. He's just giving it back. And now Monaco knocking the ball around really nicely. This is nice play, actually. Oh, and a shot comes in from Minamino from the edge of the box. Gets it all wrong. Fires it into the clock end with his tennis-style headband, holding his long hair in place, keeping it out of his eyes. And you'd imagine that he could have no problem seeing where the goal was, but he couldn't find the target there, could he? And the Monaco fans behind that goal getting quite excited. And why not? Because their team have started the second half really well. They're playing some nice football, knocking the ball around, moving it quickly. Obviously, they've made a few adjustments at half-time, not only to the personnel with Minamino coming on, but just with the way that they move in the ball. Anyway, Minamino is offside on that particular occasion over on that far side, and it's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. We played 6 minutes of the second half. It's still 1-0, and Arsenal just really haven't got going yet in the second half. He was miles offside, actually, Minamino there. Really, really poor run that was. It was a Martinelli type run, wasn't it? Got himself miles offside without looking across the line. But anyway, it is going to be a free kick to Arsenal. David Raya is going to take it over on that far side in front of the West Stand. Quite says, is it even legal to play in green? Shouldn't it be considered camouflage? Well, I mean, it's not quite grassy green; it's quite a dark green. But yeah, I suppose if it was a grassy colour green, it could be camouflage, couldn't it? You wouldn't see the player sneaking in at the back post, would you? Because he looks like the grass. But their kit's a little bit darker, so it's not really a colour clash. Well, they are coming forward now up this near side. And a ball played into the box. Oh, it's a dangerous ball, actually. No one on the end of it for Monaco. Minamino picks it up, though. This is really good stuff, this from Monaco at the start of the second half. Really good play. They're pinning us back. It's Minamino again over on that far side. And he tried to get round Thomas Partey, but Thomas Partey just blocked him off. And the ball's run through to David Raya. Mikel Merino under a bit of pressure there. Managed to pop the ball off to Miles Lewis-Skelly and gets it back again. Marino. And Arsenal just haven't got going yet since half-time. We barely got going much in the first half either, but at least we managed to get the goal, and we did miss a couple of chances. But second half, it's been all Monaco so far, but Declan Rice looking to change that with a lovely switch of play up this near side, finds Gabriel Martinelli. He's going to have a run inside the penalty area, puts across the walls of far post, just too high for Bukayo Saka, and it's cleared away. And now Minamino doing some defensive duties for Monaco. That was Arsenal's first real attack of this second half, actually. Good switch of play from Declan Rice, found Martinelli on his near side. Decent cross, actually, but it was a little bit too high for Martinelli. Anyway, Vlahovic has just scored for Juventus against Manchester City. It is 1-0 to Juventus, and City are in trouble in the Champions League. They may well be going out, not even getting in the playoffs if they carry on the way they're going. Obviously, there's still a time left in that game. Roland says, Man City losing. Yeah, they are just losing 1-0. Terry says, what time does the Arsenal game start? What time do Arsenal start playing in the second half? I'm not quite sure. Certainly not yet a while. Nathan says, City 1-0 down. Oh, dear. Yeah, how sad. It is a shame, isn't it, to see Man City struggling. But anyway, I'm sure they'll turn it round at some stage. Grat says, yeah, but my deep perception is far off. So all I can see is really high strewn of grass shifting from place to time. Yeah, well, it does look a bit like maybe long grass. Yeah, that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. Anyway, it's a throw to Arsenal, which Miles Lewis-Skelly's going to take on this near side. Plays it back into the path of Gabriel Jesus, and he knocks it back to David Raya. Not quite sure what your centre forward is, why your centre forward is dropping that deep to come and get that ball. That's what your midfield players should be doing. That's why Gabriel Jesus doesn't score enough goals, because he's coming there to inside our own half, getting a free kick. Greg says 5:45 to my day. That's when the other game starts. The women's game, of course, a better one. Mark says anyone of our best strikers the last 40 years would be sitting on a hat trick by now. Absolutely, they would be. Yeah, of course they would. 100% they would. But we've got this pile of crap playing for us at the minute up front, and that is why it's only 1-0. And now it's a corner to Monaco. And I did say, didn't I, in the first half, these are the type of games where you miss loads of chances to kill the game off. You don't get your second goal, and then you end up conceding and dropping points. Anyway, it is a corner now to Monaco, which Ben Seguir is going to take. Malian international. What's the corner like? It's not bad, actually, but David Raya is going to come and collect that. And you look at it and you think to yourself, our corners are so dangerous, and everyone else's corners seem to be terrible, don't they? And that was a terrible corner. Anyway, we've played 10 minutes of the second half. It's still Arsenal 1, Monaco 0. That goal from Bukayo Saka is all that separates the teams. Still, it's been that way for quite some time in this game. But Arsenal just haven't threatened at all in the second half. Really, really poor. We've just given the ball away, David Raya there. And suddenly Monaco again switching the ball forward quickly down this near side. Again, they've got lots of men forward, Monaco. They're not frightened, are they? Vanderson there touches it off to Ben Seguir. He's falls backwards a little bit. Managing to keep possession. Monaco knocking the ball around well. Now they're coming forward with a bit more purpose up this near side. It's a good run. That ball played back. And this is going to be a chance here on the edge of the box. No, it's not, because Mikel Merino there shuffles it back to David Raya, and he just boots it anywhere. It goes out for a throw on this near side. Also can't get out of our own half. We've barely got out of our own half in this second half. We've played 11 minutes. And you have to say Monaco have forced us back. Now it's going to be Vanderson with his throw. Looks for Ebolo. Tries to turn away from Jacob. It looked like a foul, actually. The referee said no. And we play on the balls with David Raya. That's with William Saliba over on that far side. Touches it back to Thomas Partey. And he cuts in field, almost loses the ball, but just about manages to survive. Plays it back to David Raya. He pops it off to William Saliba. Arsenal trying to play the ball from the back. Not getting very far. Nice turn, though, there from Mikel Merino. A decent ball up this near side for Gabriel Martinelli. Cutting inside the penalty area. Martinelli pulls it back. Oh, it was almost an own goal, actually. The cross there was deflected away. Almost an own goal. It was Saluso. has gone behind though for a corner. Arsenal's first corner, 57 minutes. It's our first corner. Of course, there's no Gabriel, but Saliba has scored in the last 2 games from corners. I wonder if he's going to get another one now. And it was Martinelli's good work on his left-hand side. Decent cross. And Salisu there just on his wrong foot really shuffled it behind. And Declan Rice is going to take this corner on the near side. And we'll see what we can produce from this. Our first corner. It is our first corner of the night. Let's see if it's going to produce a goal. William Saliba, of course, is in there, as you would expect. William Saliba's over on the far post. Jacob Kyrgios's in on the goalkeeper. The referees come across to have a word with 1 or 2 of the Monaco defenders. I think he's going to be happy now for the game to continue. Anyway, Arsenal gets a lot of players back from this corner, actually. Is that because Monaco just keeping players pushed up the pitch to try and make it a little bit easier to defend? Anyway, it is Declan Rice with the corner. Can he deliver another one of those absolutely difficult balls to defend? Comes in towards the far post. That's overhit. The goalkeeper just punches it anyway to make sure Thomas Partey is going to pick this up. Touches it back to... so was that a foul on the edge of the box? It's not, because we carry on playing Thomas Partey. It was Marino, and then Marino commits a foul. Maybe frustration from not getting the original one. In fact, he's now got a yellow card. Mikel Marino. Terry says, did you know Nicolas Jova has had a painting done of him on the Emirates? Can this business get... Has he really? Wow, that's incredible, that. The thing is as well, I'm not being funny, but, you know, I don't understand why you really need a set-piece coach. If you don't know how to take a corner, it's not like we're doing anything special. You know, we're just putting a ball into a dangerous area with a good delivery, and we've just got defenders who want to attack it. We've not invented the wheel, have we? We've not reinvented the wheel. Anyway, Timber and Trossard are getting changed to come on by the look of it. I wonder if Miles Lewis-Skelly's going off. He's pretty well, actually. Be a shame if he went off, wouldn't it? Is he going to take Mikel Marino off because he's just got put Thomas Partey in the midfield and play Timber at right back? That's a possibility, I suppose, isn't it? We shall see. Obviously, Marino has just been booked, so that might be his game done. Anyway, Monaco back in possession again, coming forward. We've played an hour here into the last half an hour at the Emirates. Arsenal still 1-0 up. Minamino and have a little bit of space inside the centre circle for Monaco. Plays out to the far side. Suddenly, Monaco hunting this equaliser again. Nice play. Oh, almost got up his near side to Vanderson. He's still in space, actually, the fullback, the Brazilian, but Monaco in possession over on that far side. Chip ball towards the far post. It is Vanderson, pulls it back. Oh, and it's cut out there well by Jacob Kyrgios. And Vanderson was almost... Imagine if he scored after all the praise I've given him for having a great name. And if he goes and scores the equaliser, that would be good, wouldn't it? Anyway, Arsenal trying to play it out from the back, and we do successfully. And Miles Lewis-Skelly does really well, actually, initially, but then gave the ball away. And now Monaco coming forward again. It's relentless. Monaco pressure in the second half. That ball dinked over the top, but David Reyes there wasn't the best ball forward. Terry says, get ice cream off. Yeah, I would indeed. Roland says, Arsenal revolutionising the game. First team to call out corner plays like NFL. Yeah, it is a little bit, but we're not doing anything different, are we? To be honest with you, it's just, you know, we're just putting a good ball in and attacking it. It's stuff that's been going on in football since the beginning of time, isn't it? For some reason, teams can't defend it very well, but Monaco did take a bit different there, kept a lot of players up the pitch so we couldn't flood the box. And that's quite a good idea, isn't it, when you think about it? If other teams started doing that, maybe we'd be less effective, because if we can't then throw everybody forward when they've got 3 players up the pitch. You know, Monaco coming forward again. That's another good ball up that far side. That's a nice take as well. And Monaco got a lot of bodies forward. And Mbolo makes a run into the box. Can the cross come in? Oh, he's done really well, actually. Pulled it back. And David Raya has to make a save. It was Minamino. He's made a difference, hasn't he, since he's come on? And that was really good play actually over on that far side. Looked as though the ball was going to go out of play, but he managed to keep it in. Really good play. And then Minamino's shot was a little bit too close to David Raya. It's a comfortable save. He needed to get it more over into that far corner. But again, Monaco threatening in this second half. They've played really, really well. And Arsenal just have dropped their levels by quite some substantial amount, actually. Maybe that's why Mikel Arteta's looking at the substitutions to try and liven it up. You know, Martinelli's just been fouled, and there's going to be a yellow card now for Vanderson. So he's going to have to be careful, isn't he? It was a foul there on Martinelli. See, I'm not saying that's not a foul. It is a foul, and it probably is a yellow card. But yet Martinelli did that at the end of the first half, having already got a yellow card, and he didn't get a yellow card. And that's the sort of inconsistencies that we see in football. Here's Miles Lewis Skelly going off. He had a great game, actually. Well played to him. Declan Rice is going off as well. So Duran Timber is coming on for Lewis Skelly. So he'll be playing left back, you imagine. Martinelli's going off as well now, so he can't get sent off. Jorginho's coming on, and also Trossard as well. So that's the three subs. Lewis Skelly, Martinelli and Rice off, and Timber, Trossard and Jorginho on. So a little bit of freshening up there midway through this second half from Mikel Arteta. And it's needed as well, because we've been quite poor this second half, haven't we? Well, we've been really, really poor this second half, actually. Really poor. And we need a little bit of injection of life and energy. And maybe the substitutions will provide that. Let's see. You know, William Saliba. Oh, that's a poor ball from William Saliba. Gives it straight to Minamino. He's going to run at this Arsenal defensive ball played into the box. There's a big chance. Oh, and it's gone wide. In Bolo it was. Should be 1-1. Terrible ball forward there from William Saliba. And Monaco played that really well, actually. It was a good ball across to Mbolo. He looked odds on to score, actually. He had his back to goal. He had to turn. But that was really good play there. He had to turn away. Couldn't quite wrap his foot around the ball quite enough, could he, to find that bottom corner. But that was really good play again from Monaco. Oh, it looked like it was in, didn't it? It beat David Raya all day long. Just went wide. And while Arsenal missed a few big chances in that first half, you have to say Monaco have missed a couple in the second half, haven't they? It could easily be 1-1. And you have to say Monaco probably deserved that in the second half, the way they've played. They've been brilliant. And I think that mixed with the fact that we're well below par has led to the fact that Arsenal are hanging on a little bit to this lead. You know, that was a poor ball forward that time from Monaco, and Saka can now get the ball forward. Arsenal just posed no threat whatsoever, have they, in the second half at all? But maybe we'll now, Thomas Partey finds Saka right over on that far touchline. Saka plays it back to Saliba, gets it back again. Saka plays it infield to Jorginho, dinks the ball to the edge of the penalty. Jesus flicks it on. It's going to come to Trossard on this near side. Trossard plays it back in. The shot comes in from Martin Odegaard straight to the goalkeeper. Pushed it away. That was almost 2-0. In fact, there was an offside flag anyway, so it would not have counted. But another big chance for Arsenal there. Good football, actually. It's the best we've produced in this second half. I think it was an offside there. Initially there, was it Gabriel Jesus, and then Trossard's ball, Martin Odegaard's shot, sorry, and it was saved by the goalkeeper, but the offside flag was up. It would not have counted. I mean, you can see that's how this game's going to play out now. I think Monaco are going to be pressing on, and there's going to be some space on the counter-attack. Mark C says Jesus was born offside. He was born in a barn, wasn't he, on Christmas Day or something? Was it Mary and Joseph or whatever the nativity was? I can't remember now. All of it. Been a long time since I used to do it at school. But I'm sure he was born in a barn, but he probably was offside as well. Anyway, it's going to be a throw to Arsenal, which Timber has won on this near side. Duran Timber. And he's going to take the throw himself. Played at left back, he's played at right back, he's played at left back. He plays anywhere, doesn't he? He's not bothered, is he? Just gets on with it. Anyway, this throw up this near side. Mikel Merino does well. Trossard batting away, but Monaco have won the ball. In Bolo there now. Minamino's inside the box on this near side, twisting and turning, trying to find a cross. William Saliba's very close to him. He does well, Minamino. Plays it back to Vanderson. And Monaco, and they're moving the ball really quickly, actually. They're good on the eye, aren't they? Watching the way they play football, it's nice stuff, but it's not really getting them anywhere. But they did have a big chance a moment ago with Ebola. Ebola, that's a free kick given away by Martin Ødegaard, who's complaining to the referee that he was having his shirt pulled. Not sure if he was actually, but anyway, the referee has given the free kick to Monaco. And it was Minamino there running through just before. But Jacob Kyrgios just had an arm on his shoulder. It could have easily been a penalty there if he'd gone down, maybe. Maybe VAR might have looked at it. And it's a free kick over on that far side instead to Monaco. They're looking for this equaliser, which would put them right back in with a chance of getting into that top 8 tonight. Anyway, the free kick was delayed. It comes in the second time of asking, but it's headed out well. I think it was Gabriel Jesus, actually. But again, it's picked up by Monaco, and my mate Vanderson there with a shot from distance goes well wide. And it remains 1-0 to Arsenal. Grat says, in Sweden, he was born on the 24th of December. In UK and US, he was born on the 25th. Well, yeah, I suppose that's only because you're ahead of us. I don't know if that's the reason, but anyway. Wasn't he born on Christmas Eve anyway? Was it not Christmas Eve he was born on? I can't remember now. It's been a long time since I've bothered with all of that kind of stuff. We used to do the nativity at school, obviously, but I can't really remember. But it must be Christmas Day, because that was the whole point of Christmas Day, wasn't it? Because it was when Jesus was born. Well, really, he was born in September, according to the Bible. But anyway, Kai Havertz is coming on. He's gonna score a second goal. Kai Havertz, you watch. You watch if I'm not right. Kai Havertz is going to come on here and score a second goal. We'll see who he's going to replace, actually, because Monaco have taken that throw, and now Arsenal will try and come forward with Martin Ødegaard. It's a nice ball in field. Jorginho, now Saka over on that far side. Maybe Arsenal will get a second goal before Havertz comes on. Saka plays it in, but it's not a great ball, actually. Monaco have picked it off again. Now they look to come forward over on that far side, a little bit of space. And they are playing well, Monaco, here, you have to say. And a little nutmeg there on Thomas Partey. And now a free kick's conceded by Mikel Merino. He's been booked already. He needs to be careful, doesn't he? El Loco says, where would it be without Saka? He's a creator, scorer, driver of this team. He's the Mo Salah of Arsenal. Well, no, he is. He's our main man, isn't he? Where would it be without him? Well, we'd be without Mikel Arteta as manager, because he saved his job on numerous occasions, hasn't he? But anyway, we would certainly be a lot worse. And although he's not had a great game tonight, it's his goal that separates the teams. That tends to be what he does anyway. Vanderson now coming forward on this near side, but Duran Timber deals with that threat. Now he finds Leandro Trossard, who needs a bit of help. Finds Timber, and there Jorginho steps in, and Arsenal being put under pressure and being forced all the way back to David Raya. And there he goes long, get the ball out up that far side. It's a good header, actually, by Monaco's defence, but now he's out of position. And Saka's got a little run on here. Jesus has run offside. He doesn't get the ball. Comes instead to Trossard. This is a chance for the second goal. Oh, it wasn't a great ball there, was it, to Martin Ødegaard? And it runs through to the goalkeeper. That was a shame there, because that was a great opportunity on the counter-attack there to get that goal. But it wasn't a great ball, was it, from Leandro Trossard? And it just ran away from Martin Ødegaard and into the arms of the goalkeeper. Now Monaco can try and come forward again. And they've been good in the second half. They really have played well, Monaco, you have to say. We haven't been great, but anyway, Vanderson now in possession on this near side. Tried to thread the ball forward. It was cut out by Timber, but Monaco pick up the second ball, and they've done that pretty much all game in the second half. They're coming forward again over on that far side. It's a good tackle in there, though, by Thomas Partey it was. And then there's a foul. It's going to be a free kick to Arsenal. We've played 72 minutes. It's Saliba that's gone down. And now we can make the substitution. It is Jesus going off. Really poor again from the Brazilian. And Kai Havertz is coming on. And he will get the second goal. You mark my words. Kai Havertz will get the second goal. And that will seal this victory tonight. But Jesus he's just not good enough. I'm sorry, he's just not good enough. If we want to, be winning big trophies, and he's wearing a number 9 shirt, nah, sorry, mate, you're just not good enough. You just are not nowhere near good enough. It's not that he's not good enough. He's nowhere near good enough. Nowhere near. Anyway, it's a goal. It's a free kick, sorry, which David Raya is going to take midway inside the Arsenal half. Mark says, Elma, giddy up. We have a 50-50 decision. We seem to pick the wrong option every time. Yeah, we have done. Yeah, you're right. It's been really poor, isn't it, for the most part. The one bit of quality we showed in that first half brought about the goal, and since then, very, very little has happened from an Arsenal perspective. Just giving the ball away again, and now Monaco can come forward. Van der Sar went on a charge forward, didn't get the ball. But it doesn't matter because Monaco have kept possession and they're playing this well. Van der Sar now's got a little bit of space on this near side, driving forward the right back, tips the ball towards the penalty spot, headed away by Jacob Kiwior. Kai Havertz gets his first touch, actually does really well. Now he finds Trossard, and now we've got another break on here. Martin Odegaard's in space. Will Trossard go himself? It's another poor ball, and the defender cut it out. As a 2-on-1 we had there for a minute, didn't make the most of it, and then Trossard shoots from distance. And it's gone over the bar. He looks frustrated. He should be frustrated. He had an opportunity there to put Martin Odegaard in. And again, as Mark said a minute ago, the 50-50 chance we've got. Play the ball there. Play it there. And he delays and delays. And by the time he plays it, it's easily cut out. That was really, really poor. El Loco says, Jesus folded after 5 minutes, as usual, indeed. Gret says, if we should walk up that park alley, we celebrate Xmas on 24, and from what I've been taught, it's due to his birthday. Yeah, I don't think it really was his birthday. I've got on the 25th. You try to grasp yourselves together to prepare for all those great deals and savings. The store is store. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we get them. We've already had them already. Black Friday and whatever, which seems to last about 3 months. Used to be 1 day. Anyway, now Monaco are coming forward again. It's 2-0 to Juventus now against Manchester City. McKennie's got the second goal for Juve. And Man City are in serious trouble, aren't they, to qualify? They're not going to make the top 8, you don't. For anyone else are coming forward, they're looking for the second goal. Trossard on this near side. Is he going to get the decision right this time? He's made 2 poor decisions. That's a drilled cross. It wasn't a bad ball that time, but it's cut out, though, by KO at the back. And it's hoofed away. And William Saliba wins that header. And Arsenal now in possession with Jorginho, the substitute, one of the substitutes for Arsenal. Many substitutions that we've made in this second half. Jorginho in possession again. And again, we're forced back. But it's a little bit better, though, from Arsenal. At least we're keeping some possession now. Into the last 15 minutes here at the Emirates. It is still 1-0. That goal from Saka after 34 minutes seems like a long time ago. We missed some big chances in that first half as well, didn't we? But Monaco have had 1 or 2 good moments of their own to try and get this equaliser, and we've been hanging on a little bit, you have to say. But this is much better now. If we can keep possession in the Monaco half and see this game through, it'll be a great 3 points, won't it? But let's see. Let's see what happens. David Raya now plays the ball out to William Saliba. And Arsenal kept possession, but we've gone all the way back towards our own penalty area. David Raya now goes long up this near side. Kai Havertz is after him. He's not going to get there. It's going to be a throw to Arsenal on this near side. Now it's with Timber bursting forward. Touches it off to Martin Odegaard on the edge of the box. He's got Saka outside him. He finds Saka. Wants to cross it. Plays it back instead to Martin Odegaard. He does dink it in towards the far post, and Mikel Merino gets up, but he can't. Sorry, yeah, it was Mikel Merino gets up. Couldn't quite divert that anywhere. He's gone behind for a goal kick to Monaco, who are still in this game, aren't they? And they're probably I feel a little bit unfortunate that they're not maybe level, at least in this game. But anyway, Arsenal hanging on for the minute. It's a goal kick to Monaco at the moment. We're into the last 14 minutes here at the 30 minutes, sorry, at the Emirates Stadium. Oh, that's a poor back pass there for Monaco. They got themselves in trouble. It will be 2-0. It is 2-0. It's Saka again. And Monaco with a downfall of their own disaster there. trying to play it out from the back. Terrible mistake. Saka pounced, couldn't miss. It's 2-0. Arsenal have got the victory. We've pretty much qualified for the last 16. And that was an absolute disaster at the back there by Monaco. Don't know what they were doing, trying to play it out from the back. It was a complete mess up. It was the goalkeeper and the defender there between themselves, got in a total mess. It was a poor back pass, actually. The goalkeeper then under pressure. Maybe it wasn't actually the goalkeeper's fault. It was it Saluso over on that far side. It's a poor back pass, actually, put under pressure there from Kai Havertz, and Saka had the easy task of sticking it into the net for the second time tonight. He couldn't really miss, could he? Although, I mean, it was a decent finish, but it was made easy for him. And all he had to do was just find that corner, which he did. And Arsenal lead 2-0, and surely that is that. Mark says, I must know it's Christmas because they gift wrapped that for us. They did, didn't they? Salusu there with the mistake. And it is now 2-0. And that's why he played for Southampton and nobody better. And Bukayo Saka made the most of that. Good work from Kai Havertz as well to close the keeper down. And now the game's safe. Ethan Wanweri's coming on. He can't be trusted to actually make the game safe. He can only be trusted when it is safe. And Martin Odegaard's going off. Missed that big chance, didn't he, in the first half? That missed a couple. And Ethan Wanweri's coming on for these last 11, 12 minutes. Let's see what impact he can make. And he should be getting more minutes, really, shouldn't, let's be honest. Mark C says, kudos to Havertz for pressuring the keeper. Yeah, he did well, Havertz there, didn't he? Grat says, so far this has been quite a boring game, and I can fully understand all those people who can't find the beauty and joy of this sport. When will the ladies kick off tomorrow? I have 2 games to get. They kick off at 5:45 English time, so that'll be 7:45 your time, won't it? I would assume. But it's 5:45 our time. I'll be about 5:30. I'll be back from work early tomorrow. Well, earlier tomorrow. Well, it's just a time. I'll finish early now every day because the hours have changed, which is good. We don't get home early, which is slightly nice. I'm enjoying it. I enjoy it more in the spring when it's lighter a bit later, get a bit more daylight. Anyway, Arsenal now looking very, very comfortable as we move into the last 10 minutes. It has been quite a boring game, you're right. I mean, Monaco have played quite well, actually. They played some nice football to kind of brighten things up. Arsenal have been pretty poor, pretty dull. One really good goal in the first half, one gift wrap goal in the second half, both from Bukayo Saka. And Monaco making 2 more substitutions now. In fact, 3 more substitutions now. They might as well get some bodies on. They've got nothing to lose, have they? They're 2-0 down with 10 minutes to play. It would take something special for them to come back into this now, wouldn't it? At 1-0, they had a chance. Anyway, they're making 3 substitutions now in Monaco. Who's coming on there? Mazzano's coming on. He's one of them. Oh, no, they're taking Vanderson off. Oh, there's no point watching it now. Vanderson's gone off. But he played 80 minutes anyway. Yeah. El Loco says, where would we really be without Saka? He's a Mo Salah of Arsenal. Well, he's not quite scoring the same number of goals as Mo Salah, but he's definitely important. Absolutely. That's right. We had that comment already. Sorry, Videndra says, but he is on. Who is on? Sorry, I've lost it. I don't know if you said that before. Terry says, oh dear God, has been subbed. Odegaard has been subbed 22 times now for Arsenal. It's got to be another club record for a club captain. It probably is, actually. El Loco, you said that one about second. No, he's been subbed off a lot, hasn't he? He even got subbed off on Saturday when we needed a goal, and he's supposed to be our most creative player. So there you go. Anyway, Ethan Wanweri's on, so we quite like that, don't we? Rajendra says, a good win from a poor team. Well, it's a win. Once it's a good win, it's asked more questions than it's answered. Really flat performance, poor performance. But ultimately, you get the win, and that's all that matters, isn't it? You can play poorly for 38 games in the Premier League. If you win enough of them, you might well end up winning the league. But I just don't think it's sustainable. I don't think the way we've been playing the last couple of games is going to be sustainable, is it? You know, yes, we should be good enough to beat Everton at the Emirates on Saturday in the Premier League, no matter how we play. Although Everton are quite direct and quite physical and not going to fall for our nonsense at set pieces, are they? So it will be a tricky game, but you imagine it should be a game that we'll win. But it's the performances that worry me. It is the performances that worry me. Anyway, El Loco says Mikel must really go by strikers in January, or is he sharing part of Jesus' wage? Well, maybe he is, yeah. Rajendra says Ebola was good. He was good, yeah. I thought he played quite well, yeah. Grot says, I see 18:45 is perfect. First game starts at 2, then heading home, grab a snack and prepare for some great AFC action. I can also understand the players to not stretch their performances. Well, yeah, I suppose so. But anyway, you want to be playing better, don't you? Really. I mean, football's all about momentum and form and stuff like that. And we've not played very well now for 2 games in a row. And that's a little bit of a worry. But anyway, we're going to get a victory here, you imagine. Anyway, Ethan Wanyeri with a cross from the near side. It beats everybody. Saka's, of course, on a hat-trick. I don't think he's got a hat-trick for Arsenal, has he, Bukayo Saka? Maybe tonight will be the night. You know, Mikel Merino finds Leandro Trossard. Leandro Trossard gets it back, tries a shot. And I think it was deflected behind. It's going to be a corner. Only our second corner. We played 84 minutes. Or is it a corner? No, it's a goal kick. We've only got 1 corner. Grat says Ebola. No, it was Ebola. His name is Mbolo, not Ebola. It's Mbolo. It's Breed Mbolo. I hope he hasn't got Ebola, because that would be very good, wouldn't it? Anyway, it's Mbolo. And he did play quite well, but he missed a big chance to equalise, didn't he? And of course, that's going to prove to be costly in the end of the day. DMD says Arsenal, Saka and co. Yeah, it seems to be that way. It does seem to be that way. And also, we've got our second corner. We've got our second corner, guys. We have got our second corner. And it took 85 minutes now enough. Are we going to score from the second one? The first one wasn't great, was it? Let's be honest. And Monaco, they're doing it again. See, Monaco again are leaving players up the pitch. See, now that's clever. That is clever, that isn't it? You know, that is really clever. And that's, Premier League teams aren't that clever. But look at that for Monaco. They put 3 players up the far end of the pitch. Because what that means is we can't then flood the box, because we have to keep players back, because we can't risk the counter-attack. That's good tactics, that, for Monaco. That's clever. I like that. I do like that, actually. Anyway, we've taken the corner short this time, maybe for that reason, you see. Trossard now plays it to the edge of the box as Jorginho. Trossard gets it back again. Went to cross, dummied. Almost lost the ball, actually, but managed to keep it. And then he twists and turns away when he's conceded a throw. And it's going to be a throw to Monaco into the last 5 minutes. You don't imagine Monaco are going to get back into this game now. Those 2 goals from Bukayo Saka, 1 in each half, is going to be enough to give Arsenal the 3 points, put us into the top 3 in this group, which would be great, wouldn't it? And it is a throw now to Arsenal on this near side. Timber throws it infield to Trossard. Trossard plays it out to that far side. Bukayo Saka. Go on, son, get yourself a hat-trick. Be nice, wouldn't it? Champions League hat-trick. Anyway, Ethan Wanyeri is going to try a shot from the edge of the box, straight into the arms of the goalkeeper. And at least he's prepared to shoot from distance. I'm sure Mikel Arteta will soon knock that out of him if he carries on doing that. Probably why he doesn't play much, because he's likely to shoot from outside the box, isn't he? Mikel Arteta doesn't want that, does he? Terry says, if you want a bit of excitement, hit the like and subscribe button. It kills 30 seconds. It does, yeah. If you want to hit the like button and subscribe more than once, you know, keep subscribing. Everybody, get loads of people to subscribe. Come on, guys. If you are watching on Facebook, and loads of people are watching on Facebook as well, nip over to YouTube and give us a subscribe to the channel. Because a lot of people watch the channel, I've noticed. I mean, we get great views. Lots of people tune in and watch, which is fantastic. And, you know, it's great that you watch. But a lot of people that watch don't subscribe. And yet I'm sure you come back and watch again and again, because the views are staying high and staying high. I'm not saying it's the same people all the time. But, you know, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. The cross comes in. And Mikel Merino with a volley. It's going to fall. Saka. Is this his hat trick? Oh, it's turned in. Oh, it's Kai Havertz has got in the way. It's Kai Havertz has scored. Oh, and he's nicked Saka's hat trick. Saka's pretending to be happy about it, but he's clearly not. That was going to be Saka's hat trick goal, and Kai Havertz has got in the way and turned it in. He's been absolutely robbed there, and he's been robbed of his hat trick for Bukayo Saka. I don't know if that's gone down to an own goal. Let's have a look at the replay. It looks as though Saka's been denied a hat trick. It's a quick free kick, actually. Monaco are completely caught out. Trossard's cross on this near side fell to Mikel Merino. Then Saka's shot. And it might well be an own goal. What's that? Let's have a look at it here. Did it hit the defender? It's fell kindly to Saka there. He's going to love that, isn't he? A chance for a hat trick. He didn't hit it particularly well. And I think Havertz has got a touch, actually. Oh, that's a shame, because that was probably going to go in anyway. And I think it's Havertz has deflected it in. It is 3-0. And it should have been Saka's hat-trick, but it's not. It's Kai Havertz's goal. Another goal at the Emirates. In fact, I think it's going to go... It was a VAR goal check here. It may have been an own goal, actually. I'm not really sure. It looks like there's a VAR goal check. Is it an offside, potentially? It may well have been an own goal anyway, but was Kai Havertz offside? That's going to be the question. We shall see. And there's a bit of a delay here as we wait to find out whether or not this third goal is going to stand. And it does stand, I think. It is a goal. It's been given. It is 3-0. And I think it might well be an own goal. Mark C says own goal. I think it is an own goal. I think it came off that defender who played for West Ham, Kira. And it is an own goal. I think it is. Has it been given as an own goal? No, it's been given to Kai Havertz. It has been given to Kai Havertz on the screen. Whether it'll end up staying with Kai Havertz is debatable. Not sure if he got the touch on it or not. But it's a shame it wasn't Bukayo Saka's hat-trick, actually. Anyway, there's still time, a little bit of time. We're into the last 30 seconds of normal time. There'll be a bit of stoppage time, won't there? Grat says, when I saw all those people in the audience, I really started to worry about that dude in shoulders, long hair, always wearing a cap, and what I recall glasses. I haven't seen him around. I don't know who you're referring to, yeah, actually. Anyway, Mark C says, at last, a bit more of a realistic... Well, I mean, I don't think it is a realistic scoreline. I think the second half, that's his flatness, because Monaco were probably the better team for like 30 minutes of the second half. The second goal is obviously sorted out. Anyway, Kai Havertz again over on that far side, puts it into the box, headed out. It's going to come now again. The shot comes in from Ethan Wanreri, but the offside flag's up anyway. Wouldn't have counted. Terry says, sorry, take it all back about 29. He's still crap. Well, he scored a goal. It's going to be 3 minutes of stoppage time, by the way, which we're just into now. And Arsenal are now cruising to victory, but it's certainly not been a comfortable evening. It certainly hasn't been a great Arsenal performance, but we've got a couple of late goals and sealed the points. And I think we'll be up to third place in the table. Actually, now we can relax a little bit. It's a goal kick to Monaco. Shall we have a look and see how the table is looking, shall we? So as being said, after 6 games, Arsenal are third with 13 points. Barcelona are second with 15. Liverpool top with 18. Leverkusen are fourth. Aston Villa are fifth. Inter Milan sixth. Brest are seventh. And Lille are eighth. So that's the top 8 to qualify. 13 points. Well, all those teams from Arsenal in third to Lille in 8th are all on 13 points. And Dortmund are 9th with 12. Bayern Munich with 12. Atletico with 12. AC Milan with 12. This is how close it is. Atalanta with 11. Juventus with 11. Benfica with 10. Monaco with 10. Sporting with 10, Feyenoord with 10, and Club Brugge with 10. That's down to 19th. Wow. Manchester City and Celtic are both on, well, no, Celtic are on 9, Man City are on 8. Man City are in 22nd place. They're just hanging into that top 24 for the playoffs, the way things are going with 2 games left. And PSG are actually 25th, so they are outside of that qualification place. They've got 7 points from 6 games. Wow, incredible. They may well be going out. There is 2 games left, don't forget, still to play. Lots to be deciding. It's so close, isn't it? But between all of those teams. I say between. There's only between Arsenal in 3rd and Club Brugge in 19th. There's 3 points. Incredible. But anyway, Arsenal looking to pretty much qualify, and that's the most important thing at the end of the day, I suppose, and getting through, and that's what matters. Marcy says, Terry, I'm still sure it's an own goal and he don't touch it. Yeah, I think it's an own goal as well. I think it'll end up becoming an own goal. Terry's 100% agree. 1 goal in 8 games, bring on the Prem and the Golden Boot. Exactly, yeah. Greg says, sorry, I forgot to write down a sentence that semi-famous gentleman in the audience that is almost always shown. Oh, I know what you mean. Yes, I know what you mean. Yeah, I can't remember. He's the score guy, and he always puts a score of his fingers, doesn't he? I think he's the one you mean. Anyway, there goes the full-time whistle. It has finished at the Emirates. It's been a comfortable victory in the end. That wasn't really the full story of the game, was it? Yes, we could have had it wrapped up by half-time. Gabriel Jesus missed 2 one-on-ones before Bukayo Saka tapped home at the far post from a Jesus cross from the left. Good play by Miles Lewis-Skelly in the build-up to that goal. Martin Odegaard then missed a one-on-one as well. In the second half, Monaco came out. They had a go. They played some nice football. They could have scored a goal or two, missed 1 or 2 chances. We were hanging on a little bit, but the substitutions in the end changed the momentum of the game, and we got 2 late goals. Saka was gifted the second towards the end after some poor play at the back, good pressure by Kai Havertz, and Havertz himself has been given the 3rd goal. It may well go down as an own goal. Saka almost with a hat-trick. His shot was deflected at the near post. Havertz and the defender, Kera, both kind of seem to get a touch together. It's been given to Havertz at the moment. It will probably go down as an own goal. And Arsenal maybe gifted that at the end, but it's 3 points. We're up to 3rd place in the group. Still very, very tight, of course. But another clean sheet. Yeah, not the greatest Arsenal performance. Let's not try and kid ourselves. Monaco played well, actually. And they probably deserved more from the game than they got, if we're totally honest. But anyway, they're down in 16th place, but they are only, 3 points off qualifying automatically. They should get in the top 24 for the playoffs, and they look a good side. But it's a good victory for Arsenal, even without playing as best as we can play. But anyway, Terry says, funny how the ground empty before end of the... Oh, it's always half empty before the end of the game, isn't it? Always has been. But yeah, a good victory in the end, a good 3 points. And yeah, we move on, of course, to Saturday and Everton here in the Premier League. 2 goals again for Bukayo Saka tonight. So, yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, not a great game, let's be honest. In fact, Monaco probably played the more exciting football, but they lacked any end product. And in the end, we've come away with what looks like a comfortable victory, although the story of the game probably won't really show that, really, will it? Anyway, that's that. 3 points. We're 3rd in the group. We look set to qualify. Anyway, Jakub Kyrgios chatting to the goalkeeper there, the 2 Poles, probably chatting in Polish, I would assume. No doubt they know each other well from international duty, which is always nice to see. You know, some people say, oh, don't be friendly with the opposition. Well, no, come on, we're all human beings, aren't we? You want to win the game? Of course you do. You want to give everything to win the game, but still say hello to your friends and chat to them. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that at all, is there? Anyway, Arsenal have won another game in the Champions League, another good victory at home. Another club, I don't think we can see a goal at home yet in the Champions League, have we? And we've still got one more home game to play, of course, as well. So, yeah, a good victory in the end tonight for Arsenal. It has finished 3-0, and that was good, wasn't it? Terry says, Richard, the best part of this game was your rant at the very start. Well, I'll probably have another rant tomorrow. Regina says, man of the match second. Well, but he'll probably get man of the match with 2 goals. I don't think he actually played that well, funnily enough. I don't think that was his best game by any stretch of the imagination. But he got himself 2 goals, and that's what matters, isn't it? Anyway, we're going to get an interview now with Saka. We're not, because my telly's gone funny. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. That was my fault. Anyway, yeah, we're not going to hear that interview, but it's a shame. I'll catch up to it later. Mark says, well, it wasn't easy, was it? It looks easy in the end. Terry says, I'll set her out. Well, I agree with you 100%. I will always agree with that until he's gone. El Loco says, most important thing is we avoided injuries today, and 2 stars shone brightly, Saka and Miles Lewis-Skelly. Yeah, see, I like the performance of Miles Lewis-Skelly. Yeah, I didn't think Saka played that well, but he got the 2 goals and he set up the third. So, you know, you can't do much more than that, can you? 3 goal involvements. But yeah, I thought it was a bitty Arsenal performance. It wasn't great, but we got the job done. And that's all you can really ask, isn't it? So thank you for joining me, guys. Thanks for your comments as well. It's always a pleasure having you guys with us in the comments, as always. So thank you very much for joining me. I'm back tomorrow. Well, it's a busy week, actually. I'm back tomorrow for the women's game. 5:30, I'll be an early start for that Champions League game. So join me for that. Of course, Friday, we're back to the Arsenal Women's Show. That's going to be good. Proper show again for the first time in a few weeks. I look forward to that. Saturday, of course, Arsenal versus Everton, 3 o'clock kickoff. We'll be here for that. Of course, Sunday, the women are playing Liverpool at 1:30, so we'll be here for that one as well. Wow, I'm going to be here a lot, aren't I, over the next few days? Mark says, latest chat roll on Saturday. Indeed, Terry says, Everton must fancy their chance. Well, they won't be scared, will they? Certainly not. But let's see. 3 goals from open play tonight as well. Not 1 goal from a corner. Wow, incredible. And when was the last time that happened? I wonder. A long time ago, probably. But anyway, we won 3-0. That was good fun. I hope you have enjoyed it. Please give us a like, actually, before you leave. And I say, if you are new here, please consider subscribing. Just press that button. It is free. It does really help the channel to grow, as indeed does you by pressing this button as well. That's really important as well. Just give it a press. Give it a press. Terry says, Richard, big hand clap for comms on that rubbish tonight. Well, it wasn't a great game. It wasn't a great game. But we got through it together, didn't we? We all held hands and we got through it together. Grat says, take care, folks. New Skojog Tilbads. I don't know what that means, but it's probably good. So we'll see you tomorrow for the women's game. So join us tomorrow if you can, guys. I know it's an early start. I know not all of you are going to be able to watch tomorrow. I understand that. But try and get here if you can. That game kicks off at 5:45. So if you can make it, that'll be great. I look forward to seeing you then. Friday, we're back on the Arsenal Women's Show, 7:30. That's a much better time for you all. I'm sure you'll all be here for that one. And of course, the Saturday weekend games are going to be good. Wax says, is that what it means? Go to bed. Oh, fantastic. Good stuff. Terry says, good night, Richard, Greg, Mark, Nathan, and all in the chat. Come on, you Gooners. Come on, you Gooner girls. Indeed, we will be here tomorrow for that game. Valerenga women versus Arsenal women tomorrow. Join me for that, please, if you can. Look forward to your company for that. Look forward to the game. That is going to be good, as always. And then, of course, Friday we're here, Saturday we're here, Sunday we're here. Wow, I'm not going to get any time off, am I? It's busy, busy time. Grat says, yep, see you tomorrow. Sweet dreams. And yourself, my friend. Greg, to see you all tomorrow. Thanks, Rich. Another boring game you made, so well. I mean, you know, it was a boring game, and it would have been much more boring if I didn't have all your company with me. So we got through it together, didn't we? We all huddled round, we kept ourselves warm, we got through the game, and we can look forward to hopefully a better game tomorrow, which is what we're hoping for. So join us for that if you can. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Come on, you guys. We won 3-0, guys. It was not very good, but we won 3-0. We'll take that. We're third in the group. We look set to qualify for the knockout stage of the Champions League. Is this going to be our year? Is this going to be our year in the Champions League? What do we think? Come on, guys. Let's win this. Let's finally win this. Get that monkey off our back. And let's finally show everyone that we are a big team in Europe. Can we do it? Who knows? Rajendra says, see you tomorrow. Indeed. Greg says, night, Terry. Chat, keep warm. Indeed, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. We will see you tomorrow. Come on, you Gunners. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Take it easy, guys.